Oh, yeah, that's right. We are live, back in action, your Wednesday night main attraction. Welcome back to the Third and Three podcast presented by the Sports Column and brought to you by StreamYard and Anchor Radio. We have an awesome lineup of topics and we want to hear from you in the comments section. We'll be hearing a lot from amazing co-hosts, starting with the trickster of trivia, Miss Tricky Nikki Guest. How are we doing today?
I am good. I'm happy to be here. You guys make my Wednesday so much better. So ready to go.
And we intend to keep doing that, Damien, right, Bill? We're ready to rock and roll over here, my friend. I mean, this is it. We're back, completing the trifecta of Third and Three. Is a man of zeal and the voice to heal your sports meal. I give you the real deal, Damien Adams. What's up, Eddie?
I love it, man. I love it. I always love to be here on the Wednesday night with you guys, man. You know, it's my therapy is being behind this microphone. So the fact that I get to do it with you two great individuals makes it that much better.
I love to hear that, man. That's the way it goes. That's the way it's going down. And we have a lot to get to today. As usual, the three of us are back, and it's a beautiful thing. Time to get the party started. My name is Jason Fearman. We'll give you our Twitter and Instagram handles at the end of the show, along with, other upcoming shows that you guys are definitely going to want to know about. No question. We always start our show with a shout out. We're giving a shout out today to a big guy who doesn't need a shout out. And he is a big guy actually in real life. And that's Mike Golic Sr. We like Mike Golic Jr. too, but we're going with Mike Golic Sr. He's an interactive guy on Twitter. He'll talk to you. He'll get back and forth with you. I remember one time back, it's like 2016, guys, and I said, do you think Adrian Peterson's going to get picked up by anybody? He was in his latter years, obviously. Maybe it was 2018. I don't remember the right year. And he's like, nah, I don't think that'll get picked up by anyone. I was talking maybe Washington at the time or whatever it was. But he did get picked up by the Cardinals that year. So, like he admitted he was wrong. He's like really cool. He's a cool guy. So definitely want to give props out to Mike Golic Sr. No doubt you do a great job. And it's really cool that you take time for the fans and everything. I like that a lot. So that's our shout out, guys. And you ready to get rolling with the topics or what?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, let's do this, bad boy. Here we go. We got NFL action to start it off, and it's NFL free agents I want to hear from you guys about. A few big names that used to be a little bit bigger, but are still on the market right now. They do not have a team. They're free agents. So I want to go through each guy. Not every one of them, obviously, but I picked out like 5 or 6 that I wanted to go through and see what you thought, man, maybe what team you think that they would go to. So the first one is Todd Gurley, who played for Atlanta last year, as we know. Now, I look at him and I say, yeah, he's a running back who's maybe not a starter anymore. And if he is a starter, he needs to share the backfield, I think, guys. And I thought about the 49ers, not to be biased. I thought about the Buffalo Bills. Maybe they can use him. I think Seattle can use him. I think the Jets can use him. Damien, any of these teams that you like, or do you have a different team in mind?
Now, the ones that you named definitely fit the bill. The Jets could always use somebody.
Anybody?
But you're looking at a team like that is always seeking talent and always can use somebody to take pressure off the young QB. I would go to that squad if I was looking for the right one to make my talents, just see my talents be at the best of their use.
That's right. You should go to a team that would be a team ready for a championship like they brought in Le'Veon Bell last year, in Kansas City, Nikki. So I don't know. What do you think, Todd Gurley? What do you think about any of those teams I named?
Yeah, I mean, if the Jets can get them, take them. They need all the help that they can get over there. I mean, that actually, now you say it out loud, that sounds like a good landing spot for him. I saw somebody float around the Chargers. I don't know. I actually really think I like the Jets for him. It kind of seems fitting, right? Like, not that how they say, like, for artists, like Vegas where they go to die. Well, it used to be. Now they all get a residency. But, like, the Jets are like, okay, he's on the back half of his career. He probably could, help out these young guys. So I actually like the Jets.
Yeah, the Jets might be a good move for him. I mean, I'm surprised that nobody has picked him up yet. I thought that he would be somebody ready to go, somebody that they wanted to pick up. Some team by this point, but maybe they're waiting for a later date. I know that July 2nd has something to do with the fact that they don't have to pay the players as much or whatever it is. So I don't know. We'll figure that out. We'll get to it. But let's see what else we got. What's another name that I have over here? Speaking of Adrian Peterson. I mean, is he going to keep going? He's a free agent. The Jets, again, they come up. I thought about the Giants, Nikki. Maybe he would be a good, second running back to go along with Saquon Barkley, maybe keep him a little bit more healthy. And then, Damian, I thought about the Chicago Bears. What do you think about any of these guys?
I could see the Bears. Like, he definitely can be that change of pace guy, come in, and when you have a rookie, either Justin Fields or Andy Dalton, both of them are going to need help. Yeah. So either way there, they have Montgomery, but if you go outside of Montgomery and you don't want him carrying a big load, Peterson still has some left in the tank. He can get you 400, 500 yards rushing. He definitely still has that left. So I think a team should take a chance on him, especially he still has that hunger to play. So I can see the Bears taking that chance, and it'll be something that's just fit for him, that type of team.
Yeah, and Nikki, he keeps surprising us. Even when he went to Detroit last year, I mean, he played well in certain games. He's still a monster. So I feel like he can get something done. What do you think?
Yeah, don't count the old man out, right?
Nah, definitely not.
I like him on the Giants. I mean, listen, everything we see from Saquon, we see his like beast workout videos, and that's great and all, but I am sure the Giants are going to be mad conservative about his workload at first. And who better than Adrian Peterson to kind of help, Saquon back from his first year post injury. So I would not mind if he came to the Giants. Not at all. Not one bit.
No doubt. I'm with you on that one. I think that would be actually a really good fit. I brought up Le'Veon Bell. He's a free agent. He did play with the Chiefs last year, fell short of a Super Bowl victory. So I thought about Damian, first go to you. I thought about three other teams. I thought about the Colts, who can use Le'Veon Bell with Jonathan Taylor. I know they got Marlon Mack also, but I think that he might be a good fit there behind that offensive line. Then I thought about the Rams, who are always getting running backs hurt, Cam Akers, Le'Veon Bell, and then the Ravens, who lost Mark Ingram. I thought that Le'Veon Bell can fit on any of those three teams. Do you have another one in mind?
I don't know if Le'Veon Bell's going to get picked up because he's the first person in history to say something bad about Andy Reid. like everybody
get a job again.
Everybody has such glowing things to say about Andy Reid, and he came out was like, I'll never play for that guy again, as if the Chiefs were knocking down his door. Right. So Le'Veon, it's hard for me to believe that he's done, right? Because it wasn't that long ago when this guy was the best running back in the league, and people like myself are arguing that he should be paid as a running back and wide receiver because he was so effective at doing both. And it's hard to believe that guy is no longer there. Like, he's just done. So if I was a team, I would take a chance on him. I could see maybe my Saints taking a chance on him. You think about somebody who could show Alvin Kamara how to even get better at what he's doing and how to have that pace they can run the ball with, and be somebody that can teach Alvin Kamara just how to do everything, the little nuances of being a running back. I think that would be a big move for the Saints, just to have as that guy who can back them up. We still got Murray there as well, but just in case you have an injury there, Le'Veon Bell could be a good pickup for the Saints.
All right, Nikki, what do you think about that? And do you have another team in mind?
No, actually, I was going to ask Dee, what about the Saints? But thank you. You answered my question.
Got to right time together, man. I'm reading their mind already.
Yep, already. 9 minutes in the show. Mind melding.
Look, we've been doing this show together for a very long time. You got to imagine it's going to be happening, at many different places and many different times. We're going to come up with the same idea. I know you two share a lot of same ideas on the draft day, but that's a whole nother story for a different time. I think you guys got together and kind of duked me out on that one, but that was a really good one. Hey, how about this guy? Larry Fitzgerald, all right? I think he can still play. He's not a 1. He's a 2 at best, maybe a 3A. Damian, it's tough, but I feel like if he still wants to play, he still should play. I thought, maybe the Cardinals bring him back. I don't know. The Niners, I'd be happy. I'd be really happy to take him, to be honest with you. And then I thought about the Patriots, and that made a lot of sense to me. I think that, a guy like Larry Fitzgerald, who is just the perfect professional guy, going to this crazy professional coach, but I feel like it would work out because of the mutual respect over there. I like Larry Fitzgerald going to the Patriots. I thought Vikings, I thought Saints also, your team, but I think the Patriots would really make that would be pretty good. They picked up a couple of wide receivers, my guy Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar, but I don't know. I mean, bringing Larry Fitz in there, I think would be something pretty good, Damien. What are your thoughts?
I just don't want to see him leave Arizona. Yeah, he's somebody who should be a one-team guy.
Yeah.
And with the Cardinals starting to try to take that turn towards being a good team, I want to see him be there for that. Like, I can see Arizona maybe turning the corner this year and being more than just an 8-8 team, or I guess a 9-8 team nowadays with the 17 games. So I can see them turning the corner and being one of those 10, 11 win teams and having a legit shot and maybe getting to a Super Bowl. Once you get in the tournament, you never know what can happen. So I'd love to see Larry do that with the Cardinals. It would feel weird to see him with the Patriots. And even though the Patriots are no longer the man because they no longer have Tom Brady, you don't think of them as, the enemy that we all thought of the Patriots as being. It still would feel weird to me to see him go there,
Yeah, no, I understand that. But to me, it kind of makes I don't want to say a perfect marriage, but maybe a marriage ever lasts 20 years and then you get divorced. You probably cheated a couple of times, something like that, Nikki. I don't know, but
damn.
Yeah, right. Bringing the fire on the show, baby. What about Larry Fitzgerald? Cardinals, Niners, Vikings, Saints. What do you think?
No, Larry Fitzgerald stays a Cardinal, and that is it. Because guess what? When Tom Brady left the Patriots, guess what happened? We got COVID. So Larry, you stay put, okay? We don't want no jinxing, no nothing. But if he is going to go somewhere, please don't be in the NFC East, and please do not be on the Chiefs. That's all I ask. Thank you.
Okay, well, there you go. All right. Jerome Chambers chiming in, fit the bill, and he named the Bills. All right, and he's see what you did right there. Very good. All right, very clever. I like it. All right, thanks for chiming in. We appreciate it. Another one, Nikki, your guy last year, Golden Tate. He can still play, in my opinion, also. I don't know about the Giants this year, them making different moves, going with Kenny Golladay. Maybe he goes to the Eagles. I think that's the place he probably end up.
How dare you? How dare you?
I know. It's sacrilegious to say it to you on the show, but I think that he's going to want to go to a division rival and kind of stick it to him, Damien. So I think Eagles, maybe Dolphins, maybe Bears, but I think that he would fit in well with the Eagles and, try to help out Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, the Eagles need somebody at wide receiver, right?
They sure do.
No.
So, yeah, I think that would be a good fit. Jalen Hurts needs some weapons to throw to, so I definitely agree with that one. And like you said, it's always good to go to a division rival so you can stick it to your old team.
Yeah.
Look at what with the old team. Like the Giants did him dirty or something. Golden Tate decided not to show up and all of a sudden had to have Butterfingers. So you know what? Go to Philly and I hope you have a grand old time. I hope you overdose on cheesesteaks and you can't play. Go ahead. Go to Philadelphia. Go. We don't want you.
Look who's mad. Look who's old man right now. Oh my
God. Stick it to the Giants. All right, fine, go.
You always, that though. That goes in life for anything. You got a new job.
We didn't do him dirty or anything like that. He just I don't know. Then he had to miss time for a million family emergencies and stuff. So go ahead, go. I like to see him. What about Golden Tate to the Patriots?
Golden Tate, that makes sense too. It does. It does. Yeah. They need another wide receiver, in my opinion. They went tight end heavy over there, so we know what they're trying to do and throw the ball down the middle of the field and, keep the chains moving, so to speak, like they like to do with Julian Edelman and Wes Welker back in the day and stuff like that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. What about a guy like Alshon Jeffrey, who probably still can play if healthy, and that's the big if with him. I thought about the Saints for him also. The Saints keep coming up because I feel like they need another receiver to go along Michael Thomas. But The Bears also, he can go. I don't know if he wants to go back over there, but the Jets and then the Ravens also. Nikki, what do you think, Alshon Jeffrey? Does he got game left, and where do you see him going? Maybe.
Yeah, I think he can still. I think so. I think he can still play. I like the Jets for him. I can maybe see him like going to the Colts or something like that as well. But yeah, I think he's got some left in the tank for sure.
And Damien, the Jets got to pick up somebody, man.
They got nobody.
Yeah. You need somebody for the young QB to throw to. Alshon, no, that's the thing. If you pick him up, is he going to be there for you to throw him the ball? Is the big thing.
Yeah.
So with the Saints, we're really hearing big things about Traquan Smith. They want him to take a big step up this year to be that second guy alongside Michael Thomas. So I don't know if we're going to pick up anybody unless, somebody else becomes available. That's just somebody you can't pass up. But Alshon Jeffrey, somebody should take a chance on him because he's not that old. So it's not like, he's somebody who you're looking at and you're thinking he's done. He just hasn't been healthy the last few years. So I think somebody will take a chance on him. Jets could do that. You would say Philly, they need wide receivers, but they've seen that experiment already.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, I think another team will take a chance on them, but it's not going to be like the top echelon teams because, like Nikki would say, availability is the best ability.
That's right. That's right. So, yeah, we'll see if he is available for a team this year. Moving on, Kyle Pitts was the talk of the draft, really, other than the quarterbacks. He got paid already 4 years, $33 million with the Falcons. So that's great for him. I wanted to mention that Serena Williams, unfortunately, had withdrawn from Wimbledon in the first match. It was raining. The court was kind of wet. She slipped, twisted her ankle. So upset. I feel for her. She's one of my favorite athletes of all time. I love watching her play. I want her to break Margaret Court's record. She needs one more to tie it, actually, at 24 Grand Slams. And, this was a rough one. God, she's a very emotional person, as we know. So seeing her, crying on the court, I got to tell you, man, it makes me choke up, guys.
Yeah, it definitely does. Injuries have been a big story point in all of sports. I'm pretty sure we'll get to that here in our, our headlines here. But Serena is somebody you feel for because you love watching her dominance. Right. And usually we get tired of dominance, like with the Patriots, like, Tom Brady Super Bowl again, or even with the Bulls in the 90s, people who weren't Michael Jordan fans probably like, oh, my God, Michael Jordan in the finals again. People got the same thing when there was LeBron and Curry every year. But with Serena, we never got tired of it. So I think that was part of her personality that made us enjoy her dominance. And now that she's trying to get back to it, it's the redemption story that we're rooting for her to get that maybe 1-2 more grand championships before she gets out of there.
Yeah.
I think that hopefully she comes back. It's a shame because with Naomi Osaka out, this might have been her best chance to try to get a victory in a major. And this happened to her. So it's definitely sad. I hate to see it. But if she doesn't win a major, she's still the greatest tennis player of all time. So her legacy is set. But she still loves it. So I want to see her continue doing what she loves.
Yeah, she's the best I've ever seen. I do remember watching Martina Navratilova, and she was really dominant. I would have loved to have seen those two play. Navratilova played with like a wooden racket, but it doesn't matter. They both put them on an even playing field. I would have loved to have seen that matchup, man. But Serena, my favorite of all time, Nikki. It's rough to see that. It really is. And, she's getting older now, unfortunately, and chances are getting few and far between.
I know. It really is heartbreaking to see that. How old is she now?
I believe she's 38 or 39.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think Venus is 40 or 41. So, yeah, it makes sense.
Damn, already?
Yeah. Me and Venus the same age. We're sharing this 40. We're over the hill type of stuff over here, man. We can't take it. But, yeah, it is what it is. So, gosh. NBA playoffs. Let's go through that real quick. The Clippers hanging in there, Damien, with the Suns. It's 3-2. The Suns are up 3-2 right now. And last night, LA really was the last night. No, I'm sorry, 2 nights ago, LA really did their thing. Paul George really did his thing. Reggie Jackson stepped up. You think? I mean, again, they were down 0-2 in this series, like they were in the previous two series. What do you think? Can they come back and win these last two games, one on the road and one at home?
It's very possible. When you look at the games that Phoenix has won in this series, all have been very close. Game 1 was the game that they won by the biggest margin and most comfortably. But after that, game 2, they needed the Valley Oop to win. And they needed Paul George to miss free throws down the stretch. Game 4 might have been the ugliest playoff game I've ever seen in my life. Both teams were just horrible on the offensive end. And we were at Dave & Buster's watching the game and also watching the Javonte Davis fight card. And my wife, she's just sitting there like, man, this is ugly. And, people, and, I'm in Phoenix. So, of course, there's a pro Suns crowd in there. So people are cheering. It's tense because it's close, but it wasn't pretty basketball. And they won because the Clippers just couldn't make a shot. So when you look at the other games that have been in the series that the Clippers have won, they've been able to spread the margin out, play well, look better, and not win by the other team not playing well, but win by them playing well instead of by default per se. So I think the Clippers have a good chance of coming back. Of course, tonight, I think the first quarter is going to tell us a lot how they come out. They're going to be at home. And Chris Paul's legacy is on the line. If Chris Paul is the leader of this team and they give up a 3-1 lead to a team without their best player in Kawhi Leonard, this is where people are going to point to Chris Paul not being a guy, right? I'm a big Chris Paul fan. I don't want to see it happen to him. But the people who are the Chris Paul doubters are going to point to this series. They're going to point back to the series when he was with the Clippers and they lost the 3-1 lead to Houston. And, of course, when he lost to OKC in the playoffs as well, where he kind of had a meltdown in the fourth quarter. Those are going to be his legacy points where people are going to say, great player, but he choked in these moments or he didn't come through in these moments. So it's really big for Chris Paul and his legacy for Phoenix to go ahead and close out this series.
Yeah, and some say he wasn't available for these moments and everything like that. It's tough because he's one of the best players I've ever seen not to win a championship. I love Chris Paul. He's one of my favorite players. But, you got to show up in the big moments. And, look, you got to be able to take one out of these last two and get yourself over to the championship and play the Bucks or Atlanta, which we're going to get to right now. And Atlanta, man, there is fight in them, bro. 2-2. What can you say? Trae Young goes down with an ankle injury. And he sits out game 4, the Bucks at Atlanta, and they still pounded Milwaukee as Giannis went down with a hyperextended knee in the third quarter. That's rough right there for Milwaukee. That stinks. I mean, they're missing Trae Young, Atlanta. Now we got to see what's going on with Giannis and the MRI. I got to get an update on that. If you have one, great, let me know. But one thing I got to say is that Nate McMillan, he don't get enough credit.
Yeah, and just to touch on Giannis, they did do the MRI. They said there's no structural damage or no ligament damage.
All right,
but I still don't picture him playing with how nasty that landing looked. With the hyperextended knee, that's going to be a big bone bruise on that knee. It's going to be very hard to move. And the way he plays, he depends on being explosive. And it's going to be very hard for him to play with that. If he does, all props to him, but it'd be very hard for me to see him playing well if he does play with that hyperextended knee that he had. It would look nasty. And a normal human being would have saw everything the way he landed. But, Giannis, he's a Greek freak for a reason. But Nate McMillan, I made a point last night. So at the beginning of the game, we know Trae Young wasn't playing. Milwaukee comes out tight. They feel the pressure because they're expected to win. Atlanta's missing their best player who they depend on so heavily on offense. Milwaukee comes out flat. They feel the pressure, not prepared. And Atlanta goes off into a double-digit lead. Milwaukee, Giannis gets hurt. Atlanta, they don't get tight. What they do, they pounce on them. They increase their lead. And that's where you see the difference in coaching. Nick McMillan's team, when the other team lost their best player, we're going to pounce on you. You better be ready because we're coming for you. Milwaukee, they felt the pressure. And I feel like that comes from the top on down where Budenholzer had them tight in that game. Instead of having them loose and prepared and ready to go, they were tight, thinking about, we're expected to win now. And you saw it come through in that game. They were finally starting to have some momentum in the third quarter right before Giannis got hurt. But I still don't think they would have came back and won that game. So you got to give props to Nick McMillan doing an excellent job. I don't understand why they haven't signed him already as the permanent coach. Like it should have already happened. There's no interim that should be in front of his name right now, especially if he gets them to the NBA Finals. But again, everything is falling in place for Phoenix. No Kawhi Leonard.
Right.
For the Bucks, Giannis just got hurt with a nasty knee, hyperextension. Trae Young with the bone bruise on his foot with the freakiest of injuries, stepping on a referee's foot.
Talking about big ass foot. Forget about Kevin Durant. Referee got big ass foot.
So everything's falling in place for the Suns. So again, I really think if Chris Paul and the Suns don't win a championship, this is going to be the year it's really held against Chris Paul.
Yeah, man. I'm with you. No matter that he missed the first 2 games, it wasn't due to injury. You know, he's back. He's healthy. Everything is fine. Yeah, interesting. And an interesting fall that he had last night or the other night. That was yeah.
I'm glad that he was okay on that one. It was I don't know if you saw the meme I made out of that one. I said Chris Paul is my diet, and Pat Beverly was all the fast food that I like. And because my diet falling off the cliff.
Oh man, Pat Beverly was knocking the hell out of him when he did that, man. I can't believe that. That was crazy. I'm like, oh shoot, damn, in the moment. But yeah, really quick, I just want to mention before we get to applause and tomatoes that I did actually call KJZ, Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin in the morning, and I asked them if they thought that Paul George could be the best player on a championship team, which I don't think so, but the way that he's been playing, he's been proving it. So really quickly, do you think he could be the best player on a championship team, Paul George?
He has the talent to be that. We saw that in the last game. You drop 41 points, you go 15 of 20 from the field. You hitting crossovers, making people like Chris Paul fall, who's an excellent defender.
Yeah.
Getting 3-pointers, go to you. There's nothing Paul George can't do in that court.
That's true.
Drive to the goal, mid-range, 3-point shooter, can D up. Like he can do a good passer. He can do literally everything on the basketball court. There's no reason for him not to be at the same level as Kawhi, at the same level as all these other guys who are two-way players. But for some reason, he didn't want that, right? Even when you go back to his OKC days, he was behind Russell Westbrook. Even though he had probably his best season overall, I think he finished third in MVP voting his last year in OKC. He didn't want that number one responsibility.
Yeah.
Now, if he's able to get the Clippers to the NBA Finals without Kawhi, he's showing you that he could be the best player on a championship team. But for some reason, he didn't want that. But this series may show him and us that he's capable of that.
Well, that is possible. Again, I stand pretty firmly right now that he's not. I think he's playing out of his mind, this A-plus game. So I don't think that he can be the best player on a championship team. I think he could be obviously a solid 2, but no Kawhi. And if Kawhi was there right now, I don't know if we're talking about the Suns being up 3-2. And I want to say hi to Paul over here, who's saying that PG-13 is too inconsistent. So that's his opinion. Hey, man, we appreciate it. We want all your opinions out there, and you're allowed to have them, no doubt. All right, let's go to what we like to call applause and tomatoes. And based on whether you're hearing good things, you'll get this. Or, on the other hand, you can get this. All right, so let's start this bad boy. Applause and tomatoes. Nikki, you know how we do it. We're starting with you, homegirl. Bring the tomatoes, toss them. Who done bad this week? Tell us about it.
Oh, man. I got double tomatoes.
Oh. I'm not wearing a white shirt. All right, I'm good.
So I'm mad at NBC again, and I'm also pissed off at Netflix. So both of you, I'm coming for you this week. So here we go. NBC cancels another great show. I don't know if you guys ever watched Good Girls. Oh, sorry. No? Yes?
Yes. I heard about the cancellation.
Yes. It pisses me off. Like, so again, like we get, like I was, complaining about Manifest, last week before. So we get 2-3 seasons in. Okay. Could somebody give the writers a heads up? Like, hey, you wrap this up in like a couple episodes. So I guess with Good Girls, Netflix was supposed to pick up this show. So the deal falls through. And do you know what Netflix is replacing Good Girls with? This is the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. Sexy Beasts, okay? And it's 2 people with like a animal head or mask on, and they go on a date together. And who's watching this shit? Who is watching this? I am very, very concerned for the intelligence in this country. If like this is what you're watching, like, you know what? I hope HBO Max picks up Good Girls because you watch it. I actually think that's a better fit. They're not going to be restricted. It's kind of a dark comedy. Like, hopefully HBO picks it up. But NBC, I'm done with you. Netflix, I should just cancel you for this stupid dating show that you're putting out there. HBO Max, I hope you come through.
Damn.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm a fan of Good Girls. Hopefully it does get picked up by somebody else. I do have HBO Max, so I would watch it on there. I'm surprised that it fell through at Netflix. I want to know the details. What exactly happened? Were the actors asking for too much? Was it NBC asking for too much to get it from them? What exactly happened to make it fall through? Because all the seasons were going straight from NBC to Netflix. So it seemed like they already had a good relationship.
Yeah.
Going there.
I think it was like it's obviously something about money. But my thing is, why can't it just go to Peacock? All these shows. Doesn't NBC have Peacock? Right? Isn't that their streaming?
Yes.
It makes no sense to me.
That's a good point. Peacock is weird. So. Peacock is weird. Sometimes I've heard on like Parks and Recreation, and they're just showing like blips of different, episodes. I'm like, what the hell's going on over here? I'm like, I want to watch an episode. They're like, help me out.
Are you guys gonna watch Sexy Beasts? Are you gonna watch people?
I after what you just said, I'm not watching. You crazy?
No, it's not my jam. The only time I was watching a dating show was the beginning of the pandemic. And is it called Love Is Blind? That one where they had to they couldn't see each other and they were like talking to these different pods. And then after they chose each other, they got to see each other. Like that one was the one we watched. And that was like absolutely no sports was on.
Nothing.
I couldn't do anything else. I couldn't make any excuses not to watch it with my wife. And next thing I know, I'm all into the show. But that was the last one I watched. So yeah, I'm not into the date, especially like, they're gonna have the animal heads on, they can't see each other.
Yeah.
Like, really?
That's kind of weird. That's strange. Quick shout out to Jeffrey Kaprowski over there. Oh, it's almost like Kelly Kapowski from last week. But Jeffrey, George never took pressure well in his opinion. He's talking about first time he's stepping up to the plate. So a little bit of me and then a little bit of you over there, Damien, with the things he's doing right now. Just wanted to shout that out. But your tomatoes are up, my friend. What do you got?
So for my tomatoes this week, man, I got to throw my tomatoes at just injuries in general. Like the NBA playoffs have been riddled by injuries. We just mentioned Giannis, the hyperextension, Trae Young, the bone bruise on his foot, stepping on the referee's foot. Yeah. We had James Harden playing on one leg. Kyrie went down. LeBron was hobbled. Anthony Davis was hurt. Yep. He came into the playoffs without Jamal Murray, without Jaylen Brown. And it makes you wonder if the shortened season really has added to this. We mentioned Kawhi Leonard not playing right now. Now, this season was shortened because last season had to be extended because of the big break in the middle due to the pandemic and playing in the bubble. This season had to be shortened so that next season could be a regular season, right? Next year, we're going to actually have the 82 games. Everybody in the stadium is going to be back to normalcy next season. So they had to put this season in a compact form, 72 games in a very small way. And you had teams who had to miss games due to COVID, like the Washington Wizards missed a lot of games early in the year and had to have them backloaded. So I think all that has led to the injuries. Some of it's just freak accidents. Trae Young stepped on the referee's foot. Kyrie Irving was a freak accident. Right. But when you have ones like groin injuries, hamstrings, calves, those come from not being able to rest, not being properly rested before each game because you're going back to back to back. I saw earlier today that the Clippers have played every other day this month. Yes. That's crazy. That's a crazy amount of basketball right there. So that leads to a Kawhi Leonard having knee injury or something like that happening when you have a team playing that much. So hopefully next season we get back to a regular schedule, less back-to-back games. We have teams healthier going into the playoffs. These playoffs have still been very good because of the parity and just how unpredictable it is. But the injuries really have kind of sucked the life out of it, especially last night. When you saw Giannis go down like that, it really was like, come on.
I know, it hurts. It hurts.
Yeah, another one.
Best. Yeah, that's what you want. I'd be cool if they reduce it to 72 games permanently, but spread the games out more. Then
great idea.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Go for that. You don't even have to. You don't need 82 games to figure out who the best freaking 8 teams are in each conference. You don't need that many. It's all for money. We know that. But they're expanding the playoffs, so that's how they're making extra revenues. So we all know that we all know what these sports are about. I get it.
No, that's a great idea. If they keep the 72 games and keep the play-in tournament, I'll be fine with that. And then, like you said, you could spread it out amongst a regular time. You have better rested players. You have way better games. Like the bubble last season, we saw so many great games in the bubble because players were healthy, games were more spread out, and people weren't traveling too. That's a big part of it. Travel takes a lot out of you. So in the bubble, nobody was traveling. We saw a lot of great games. So of course you got to still have to travel because teams got to make their money and can't have everybody in the same place because people go crazy. But if you can limit the travel and have players not playing every other day throughout a month, it would prevent injuries, and I think we'll have a better season, or better postseason at least next year.
I agree, man. Hey, look, we know where they heard it first. They heard it over here on 3rd and 3 podcast. So again, give us the credit that you never do, guys. Just keep taking our ideas. All right, some more tomatoes. I'm going to throw my tomatoes at, and this goes for everybody. I think that we can understand this. The people who follow you on social media, like Twitter, then they unfollow you just to get their numbers up. What? Go F yourself. Grow the up already. You really trying to be cool? Are you that 17-year-old kid in your basement who's like, you're following this guy, and then like a day later you're going to unfollow him and think they don't notice or whatever it may be? I do this thing on like Twitter unfollow because I like to see who like little snakes out there in the grass. All right. So I'll check it out, and then of course I'll unfollow them and be like, jerk, you tried to get your followers up, and I watch and I see they have they're following 4 people, and they have 15,000 followers or something like that because they buy them or whatever. So you know what? Grow up, you people. Do not follow someone and then unfollow them the next day or the day after or whatever just to get your numbers up so you can be cool. You're not cool. I promise you. You're not cool. So all my tomatoes are getting thrown to those kids today, and most of them probably are kids. It's ridiculous, guys.
How does that get your numbers up?
Because if you, it looks like you're popular if you don't follow many people, but you have
like a celebrity who only someone like Skip Bayless. I don't think Skip Bayless follows anybody, or he follows one person.
Right.
And he has all these people that, and he has all these that follow him.
Check mark or something like that. It's get the hell out of here.
Oh.
Yeah. Now the games that you have to play to become social media popular are just way too much. I'm too old for it.
Right.
So the 3rd and 3 podcast will be where I put my effort in my podcast, but I can't put it into trying to get followers for myself now.
No.
That's it's too much. It's crazy. It's a complete waste of time. There's no doubt about it. Excuse me. I did mention my applause already, so just going through it quick. Like I said, I called into KJZ on ESPN Radio and got through and was talking about Paul George carrying the Clippers. You mentioned it, D. He's got all the talent in the world, and what he's been doing lately is absolutely amazing. Without Kawhi Leonard, Reggie Jackson is stepping up, and I love that. He's playing really good. And Ty Lue is such a great coach. So it's really about the Clippers is where I'm giving to my applause over here for, again, you said it, and you took the words out of my mouth before. I wanted to say that they played every other day this entire month, and it's taxing. You're playing the best players in the league, and you're flying back and forth all the time. So the Clippers are hanging in there without their best player and without maybe a top 3, 4, 5 at worst best player in the world in Kawhi Leonard. So I want to give my applause to the Clippers and Ty Lue for keeping that team together. We're talking about Nate McMillan, absolutely a great coach, but you know what? So was Ty Lue, man.
Yeah, man. And Reggie about that action Jackson has been balling, man. Oh, Reggie, shout out to my man from the Above the Rim podcast, Justin Lee. I was a guest on his podcast a few weeks ago, and he was doubting Reggie. I was like, don't doubt Reggie, man. You got to believe what you're seeing when it comes to the basketball player on that court. Sometimes they build a reputation, like a player could be on a bad team like Reggie was for a few years there in Detroit. And you see him getting the good stats on a bad team, like, oh, he's not really about that life. Now, Reggie's about that life, and Reggie's about to get paid.
Yeah. Reggie Dollar, baby. Go get him. Yep. So, yeah, my applause goes to the Clippers on that one. Damian, we're going full circle over here. Back to you for your applause, man.
Yeah, that's a good applause right there for the Clippers. I like that one a lot. So for my applause, I'm going to give it to the Atlanta Hawks. I've been doubting the Atlanta Hawks all year, and I've been wrong. I want to formally apologize again to the Atlanta Hawks and Trae Young for doubting you. I am sorry. I was wrong. Got to give them all the credit in the world. Kevin Huerter, a.k.a. Red Velvet. Got to love that nickname. Red Velvet out there killing them. Bogdanovich doing his thing. Bogdanovich is pretty funny, too. I saw an interview he did with Shaq. I don't know if you saw it, where Shaq was messing with him, saying that all the people who have the last name to N in Vitch always can shoot.
Yeah, right. Yep.
He was like, yeah, I saw that, your best season as a free throw shooter was calling you Nilovich. But so yeah, I always love players like that who could joke around. Like I said, Red Velvet's killing it, and the fact that they were able to go out there without Trae Young and just dominate the Bucks before Giannis got hurt. They were dominating, and then once Giannis got hurt, they just put their foot on their neck, like, you're not gonna breathe, you're not getting up, we're killing you. I love that mentality on the team, so I gotta give my applause to Atlanta Hawks.
All right, man. Yeah, man, I'm with you all the way. I could have gone that direction also. 5 seed doing what they're doing, beating the number 1 seed in the last contest when Ben Simmons. Absolutely, man. I'm with you all the way. I think it's a great one. A great one. Hey, Nikki, take us home with this.
All right. So real quick, my applause. I don't know if you guys watched any of the Olympic trials this past weekend, but I am a huge Olympics fan. And look, like, just to see like the looks on their face and the moment, like when, they made it to the Olympics and the gymnastics team was announced. So just like shout out to all of them, because I am in such awe of these athletes, and what a cool feeling that must be. I know they are competitors, and I know like making it's not good enough. They want gold, but I hope they were able to take that moment and, just kind of like reflect on all their hard work. And there are so many people in the country rooting for you guys. So just shout out to everybody on their way to the Olympics. Like, we can't wait to watch all of you guys.
Well done.
Yes,
well done.
Definitely. Man, can you imagine being an Olympian? Like, you're one of the best people in the world at what you do. Yeah. And, if there was an Olympics for a podcast, we would be there, right?
We already taken gold last year. Yeah.
No doubt. We're in the Hall of Fame. Right?
Unfortunately, they haven't added the podcast sports to the Olympics yet. So until they do that, we have to just sit back from afar and admire. But it's something that I couldn't imagine, man. And, I wish I was fast enough or swam good enough or, did anything well enough to be an Olympian. That's just super dope.
It's got to be amazing. But Jay, I have to ask you, we didn't touch on this in the news. The UFO report came out. What are your thoughts?
What are my thoughts? My thoughts are that I've been right the whole time, and I've been telling you guys this, but unfortunately, they didn't come out with enough information. So I'm really pissed off about that. They really didn't tell us anything except for, there are things up there, and we're just not exactly sure what the hell they are. It's like, okay, well, that's great. Thanks a lot. Like, tell us like, this is what we knew already. We were waiting for you to tell us what you guys know. So help us out over here. So that was the big report that came out in June. Give me a freaking break. All right. That was an absolute joke. So thank you for bringing it up again and proving that I am right. Like Cleveland went to the playoffs last year. That sort of stuff. Bring it back.
Bunch of, like, really, you guys just, I think you guys are go in cahoots, right? Probably on Tuesday nights when we don't talk. Like, how can we troll Nikki and troll her and piss her off?
Yeah, right. Man, I didn't know she knew about that. Has she found out?
I don't know. I don't know how she found out, because I thought I kept it a secret.
Me too, man. I mean, I blocked it from my phone and everything. But yes, the UFOs, they are here, but they're not telling us what's going on. But we'll tell you what's going on right now in a brand new segment. You guys ready for this bad boy? It is called Pay 'Em or Trade 'Em. So let's see if we're going to do that right now. The first one up, and these are guys that are coming up on a contract year. Whether they're on their rookie contract or they're going to sign with another team, whatever it is. So let's just go through a few right now. Nikki, let me start with your favorite player, Baker Mayfield. And what should Cleveland do? Do you think that he has proven himself in really the one good year that he's had to remain their quarterback and to get $35 million a year.
Oh, man. See,
Like-
why couldn't I be an Olympian or a quarterback?
Yeah, really.
I grew up to be a project manager.
No kidding.
No, okay, I know. I hate on Cleveland a lot. I still don't have a ton of faith in them, but I do think that I would sign him and kind of just like let this team keep gelling and see what happens, because they have made big strides. So I would sign him.
They made big strides. I mean, he had a great year last year. What was it? 24 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, which is tremendous. You're not turning the ball over, Damian. That's a great thing. I'm not a huge Baker Mayfield fan. He definitely had a better year last year, but I think that was mostly derived from the running game and their defense stepping up at times. They weren't solid on defense all year. They did get in a couple of shootouts, and Baker did prove that he can throw the ball. I think he had a 5-touchdown game, as a matter of fact, if I remember correctly.
That was the Ravens game, right?
Okay, that's against a tough defense. There you go. Yeah. Thank you. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that he's worth it to pay all that money to, or maybe they should wait in the draft and maybe give him that franchise tag for the 5th year or whatever it is, because he's a first rounder and everything? I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I would definitely do the option year and see what I have there in Baker. He's not somebody who's proven himself to be a $35 million a year guy. I think I've mentioned this idea before where you have to put guys, you should be able to put guys in a mid-tier, and these guys get like 20 million, between 10 and 20 million, depending on where they are at in that tier. Baker Mayfield would be in that tier. I think he'll be on the upper end of the mid-tier, but still in the mid-tier. But the way the system works, he's going to get signed. He's going to get upwards of 35 million a year.
Right.
If I was the GM, I'll be hesitant on that, because like I agree with everything you said. The run game is crazy with Chubb and Hunt. And basically he's working off of, okay, they're going to run the ball, play action, easy passes.
Right.
And when those easy passes aren't there, we saw him struggle, and we've seen him struggle in the past. He's still not somebody who you just depend on and say, okay, we're going to go 5 wide. You run the offense, see what you can do. He's not that type of quarterback. If that's the $35 million quarterback, he's the guy who in that mid tier where you can say, oh, you had the right pieces around him. He's very Kirk Cousins-ish in that way, where you're like, you got to put the right pieces around him. He can succeed, but he's not a guy who can carry a squad.
Yeah, you see, and that I agree. And if they pay him all that money, they're not going to be able to pay the other players. Therefore, they're not going to be a better team. You need to have these guys. And there was like a story that came out recently where I forgot who it was, so I'm sorry, I can't give credit, where if you're not paying your quarterback a lot of money, you are obviously going to have a much better team. And sure, I can understand that knowledge, but Brady still got 25 million last year. That's pretty good. I mean, look, these things happen, but that's definitely one I'm curious about. Baker Mayfield, and I'm with you. I don't feel like he's that guy that you pay all that money to in order for him to carry a franchise for the next, whatever it is, 5, 6, 7, 8 years or something like that. So I'd be very hesitant, and I might be looking elsewhere in the draft if they do like somebody. Let me get to the next one. This is, I'm saying this, and it should be a yes across the board, but I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I got a question mark about Lamar Jackson, because if his legs fail him in any way, if he suffers, God forbid, an ACL or something like that, that takes away, I don't know, 65, 70% of his game, which is what defenses fear and what allows him to throw the ball downfield in single coverage. So he's a guy I'd be very hesitant to give money to, Damian.
I get your point, but his throwing stats are good, right? And
he gets a single coverage. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're right. The reason he gets that coverage is because teams are scared to turn their backs to him. So you're not going to have, wide receivers getting bracketed where you could have one guy underneath, one guy over, stuff like you're not going to see those type of coverages, because as soon as he sees the cornerback's back to him, he can just take off and get 50 yards. Like, he's that type of athlete, right? Yeah. Now, what I have to say just to like counter that is we haven't seen him with a true number one receiver.
Okay.
Or like a wide receiver core yet, right? So I think if you add that wide receiver core and slowly take back his running responsibilities, he'll be able to succeed, because you still have that threat there. but then he'll throw the ball more or as the years go along and he develops as a passer. And he's already an MVP. So you have to pay him.
Yes.
Like you have to pay him that money. He's going to get broke off.
You see, I do understand that. That's the thing. He's been an MVP already, and they go to the playoffs, and he took over for Joe Flacco and, got them in. Yes, I know they lost to the Chargers at that time, but yada, yada. I mean, look, he's definitely proven himself, Nikki, so I understand. How do you not pay him?
Yeah, but D is right though. Like we haven't seen the Ravens with the true number one. They need it.
Yeah,
they absolutely need it. So I would like to see him with his full arsenal of weapons, just like Baker Mayfield gets to have. So let's see it. And this is, I think this year, obviously, we're going to see a lot more. And we saw slight improvements in his game a little bit. And I think he knows he has to work on it. But I want to see him with a true number one because the Ravens don't have that.
All right. I'm down with it. Makes perfect sense. I think this one we can all agree on. I'm not even sure why I put him there, but the quantum leap, man. Josh Allen. I mean, you definitely paid this guy $40 million, right, Damien?
Yeah, you got to break him off. He was a top 3 quarterback in the league last year. I see no reason for him to slow down or to regress. He should continue to get better as long as he's working on his game. So, yeah, you got to pay that man that money, and his bank account's going to take a quantum leap.
That was great. I like that. Well done, sir. Well done. Yeah, Nikki, he's going to be in the upper echelon. He's not going to make Patrick Mahomes money, but he's going to make a hell of a lot of it, maybe even more than $40 million.
No, listen, if I was the Bills, I'm trading him. No, I'm kidding. Your faces are priceless, though.
I skipped a heartbeat right there. Wow.
Just kidding.
Let me get it back. Oh, yeah, definitely Josh Allen, no doubt. Well, let me give you another one. Jamal Adams. Now, here's a guy, I think he's stuck with Seattle, I think one more year that he's with them. I got to double check this with Jamal Adams, but him being one of the best safeties in the entire league, I mean, the man wants to get paid. That's why he left the Jets. He didn't like anything going on over there with them. So, Jamal Adams, Nikki, I think that if you're Seattle and you're lacking on defense right now, maybe they should bring Richard Sherman back. He's a guy I have on my list. But Jamal Adams, I think you have to go ahead and pay him. But how much do you pay him? That's the thing.
What is the going rate?
Yeah, that's
maybe 15
for safeties. Yeah,
15 million, 7 tops. Like that's the very best if you are, and he thinks he is.
No, I know that. He's got some like absentee issues too. So
yes.
I would be a little hesitant. I don't think that he should. Yeah, I know he thinks he's the best, but he does have, reliability issues and absentee issues. So for me, I'd be a little hesitant. I don't think that, 15, 17 million, I wouldn't pay that. No.
All right. I get it.
Or how do you know, like, if he's not satisfied with the Seahawks, that, I want to be out of here too. And, I just get a little leery about that.
Maybe, yeah. If you want to be out of 2 teams in really one calendar year, then I don't know with who you point the finger at. Is it the mirror or is it somebody else across the side of the desk? I don't know. But D, what do you think about Jamal Adams?
So just to clarify, the highest paid safety in the league right now is Justin Simmons for the Broncos, and he's at 15.25 for this year.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so I hit it good. That should have been knowledge for Nikki. I'm taking a point.
I need it, so save it.
So he's going to want more than that, right? He's going to want 15.5, 16 million. And I feel like the Seahawks put themselves in a position where they have to pay him. Think about how much they gave up to get him.
Yeah.
If they don't re-sign him, it's a failed trade. Yeah, because they give a lot of picks to get him. And the Jets, if they mess around and turn those picks into players, it's the Jets, so it might not happen. But if they turn those picks into good players, and you only have Jamal Adams for 2 years, one which was injury riddled, that's horrible on your investment. So I think they have to sign him, and he is, when healthy, one of the best safeties in the league. But is he a safety that you trust in coverage? Is the question, right? Because other safeties that are paid the 15 to 14 million, the ones I'm looking at now, Budda Baker, Eddie Jackson, Tyrann Mathieu, the highest paid guys, you trust them in coverage along with being able to come down and make plays.
Good
Jamal
point.
Adams is somebody who's more known for being at the line of scrimmage, getting sacks, just causing havoc. But he's somebody you could trust to play center field. So depending on your defense, that's what you need. But I feel like the Seahawks have to pay him.
You know, it's funny. While you're talking, I'm thinking like he should be a linebacker maybe or something like that. He might be better suited for that. He's tough, man. He gets in there. Like you said, he comes down in the box a lot. So, all right, very interesting. I like both of your points of view right there. All right, let's get a couple of more in here. Let's just try to close it out with a few more. What do you think about Phillip Lindsay, guys? I know that they got a little duo going over there in Denver, but do you think that they should keep him around and keep that quote-unquote dynamic duo along with Melvin Gordon? What do you think about that, Damian?
Yeah, because it's not like Melvin Gordon has shown us anything since his Charger days of being a guy. So Phillip Lindsay, I think you got to keep him around. And running backs, especially if you're paying him to be part of a duo, he's not going to be expensive. He's not going to be at a Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara type level money-wise.
Right.
So he's not cost you that much. Why not keep him?
That makes sense. Yeah, he'd be somewhere in the 5 to 7 million range, Nicky, which is definitely not a lot for a running back of his statures, and that may work out. What do you think?
Yeah, no, seems like I don't have to pay a lot, and there's upside, so why not? Seems like good value there.
All right. Let's keep it going. Pay him or trade him. Just a couple of more, and two big ones in my opinion. One is Chris Carson. When he plays well for Seattle. He does also have a little bit of a history of getting hurt, but he's tough. He comes back in games and he gets in the end zone. He does his thing. He's been their best running back since Marshawn Lynch. I know it's not that long of a time ago, but he's really proven himself, Chris Carson. So, Damian, I think that they should really try to keep on to him because they can't rely on Brashard Penny or any of these other guys. Carlos Hyde is gone, so I think they got to keep him, and I think they got to pay him.
I'm hesitant on him, man. Again, the availability factor when it comes with him. There was a reason why, there was a point during the season where the Seahawks seemed like they had no running backs because they had no running backs. Everybody got hurt. So for me, his lack of availability would make me hesitate, give me a cause to pause on him. So I would say trade him.
Okay. All right. So Damian saying trade him. Nicky, I'm kind of thinking you're going the same way because I know availability is a huge thing with you.
Yes, it is a huge thing with me. I would trade him. However, I don't know if you guys saw his workout pictures on Instagram, and oh my. Ladies, check it out.
Go ahead, girls. Go for it. I'll just take your word for it.
Ripped. Oh, man. Okay.
So we're talking like a Tim Tebow type level? Like,
I mean, personally, I think he looks better.
Wow.
I mean, go ahead, ladies. If you're listening, go ahead, check it out. But yeah, no, I would trade him. That availability would just sketch me out too much.
All right. I get it. There's one more I got to get to over here, and this is a big one, and he's one of the best at his position, and he won Defensive Player of the Year, as a matter of fact, just recently, and that's Stephon Gilmore in his last year with the Patriots. And we know how Bill Belichick likes to do. He likes to get rid of you before, the end of your peak and everything like that. So is there a possibility, Damian, that he gets rid of Stephon Gilmore and tries to get, I don't know, a second rounder for him? He's not going to get a first rounder at this point. I really don't believe that. They would be lucky if they did, maybe a second and a third, something like that. But then again, on the other hand, I would want to keep a guy like that. When you have a lockdown corner, you don't have to worry about another side of the field. Yeah,
we saw him take a little bit of a step back last year. And with Bill Belichick, you take a half step back. He sees it. You're out of there normally, especially if you're going to be a high-paid guy. So I could see them trading him, especially if he is showing that he's not happy. Like, you're causing some disruptions. You're not going about it the Belichick. Oh, I said the Belichick. I guess it is the Belichick way, the Patriots and Belichick way. That's a new term created by accident there.
Love it.
The Belichick way of just do your job. So if he's not doing that, I could see them trading him to the Saints. We would definitely take him. So maybe it's a hopeful trade him on my end.
Yeah, look, I think that he would make any team better. And I don't know, I think the Patriots would, I don't know. I think it'd befuddle them to get rid of him. He might be one of those players where, you know what, you keep. Nikki, I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I think they should keep him and pay him. I know he did take a step back. I know we talked about it last year too, and I get that. They probably will trade him because that's what they do. I don't think they should. But you guys see, he is very frustrated and he's taking it out on Twitter. And he just like retweeted CBS Sports. They posted highest paid DBs in the NFL, and he just put, "Oh, okay, ... So it's Jalen Ramsey at 20, Marlon Humphrey 19.5. Tre'Davious White, Darius Slay, Byron Jones, Xavier Howard, James Bradbury, my boy, 14.5. Mark Peters, Trey Ware, and William Jackson at 13.5.
Yeah, the only one that doesn't fit there is probably Slay, but he's previously pretty good.
He's at 16.7.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a big 5-year deal with Philly, right? Yeah. You got a nice deal, no doubt.
So he's upset.
No, I like that, Nikki. Good backup right there. We need that information. I like that a lot. All right. Excellent stuff. Loving the show so far. 3rd and 3 podcast, rocking and rolling, presented by the Sports Column. We appreciate it. That is pay him or trade him. Believe me, that is coming back to the show. There's no doubt about it. But it is time for Mount Player. And this week, this is really cool. Very interesting topic. And, could get a little sappy over here, but we'll try not to. But the top 4 influential people in our lives that are not family members, so blood cannot through the same course of their veins as ours in order for them to be on their list. You have to be a non-family member, somebody that you met, whatever it is. We're going to find out because I have no idea what they got. They have no idea what I have, but we're about to start it. We got 4 from each, and we're going to do it right now. I'm going to start off with my number 4, guys, and it is freaking Michael Jackson. What an influence he had on me. He made me want to dance. I dressed as him as a youngster for Halloween like 3-4 years in a row. I even did a dance at a talent competition with a friend of mine, and we choreographed a routine in about 2 minutes.
Really? I gotta see this. I got you do that. I'll show you my 8th grade Spice Girls picture.
If I can find the VHS.
TLC, that's what it was. TLC, sorry.
Oh man, we were young. Then I'm 16 years old. I think I may have told you guys the story once before. I was 16, met a sweet 16, and somehow I end up in the middle of a circle surrounded by 30 people, and Billie Jean is on. And this spotlight comes on me and I start freaking dancing. I have the hat on already. I don't even know how it got on my head. Threw it like Michael Jackson would. I mean, it was just amazing. Now I have to do, honestly, I swear to God, any wedding that I had been to after the age of 16, I have had to do Billie Jean. Not only is it hey, Jay, come on out on the, no, it is announced on the microphone, Jason Peterman, come to the stage. We are doing Billie Jean now, and the pressure is on. When I have to do the moonwalk and I can't do it that well, that's my toughest time. But everything else, yo, man, I can do that stuff.
Oh, man,
but Michael Jackson was a huge influence on me when I was younger. I got all his albums. I loved him, guys. So I had to go with that for number 4, but he could have been higher, D.
No, that's a great pick right there. An influence on many, many, many people. And I think I've told you guys a story of we had the Michael Jackson experience on the Wii. And my mom has a video of me and my little sister doing Beat It. I still remember it to this day. I still know the whole thing. So, yeah, and Michael Jackson, rest in peace to the legend, man. He's a great influence on a lot of people.
No doubt. Love it right there. All right, Nikki, what do you got for your 4?
So my number 4 was my very first boss, Mrs. Waxman. Me and my friends, or no, I said that incorrectly. My friends and I, whatever. I was 17, and we worked at this. It was called the Seahorse Motel on Long Beach Island, and we were just cleaning rooms and doing laundry, checking guests in. It was like a little hotel. But she is number 4 because she was absolutely the most horrible person I have ever worked for in my entire life. And sometimes people who influence you, you just kind of look at them and you're like, okay, I don't ever want to be like this person ever in my life. And you kind of learn like what not to do. I mean, she was so terrible. Like we would never get breaks. You know, the little dusters, like she would fling them at our face. Like she'd make us like wash her car and then be like, you need to use cherry spray on my tires. Like she didn't want to pay anybody. She wanted us to work like ourselves to death. I mean, she was just like an awful person. I remember just thinking, if I'm ever in a leadership position or managing people, like, please, I promise I will be respectful. I will not throw things at people. So she was influential because prior to that, I mean, I didn't really work or do anything. And so my first boss was like a horrible lady. So I will never forget her just because she was so terrible. But from working from her, I learned what not to do and how to respect people who are under you.
I dig it. Yep. Sometimes you can learn what not to do. And I have had people in my life like that also. So I totally dig that. I like that little twist right there, Nikki. Good job. Good job. All right, D, what do you got for 4?
My number 4 is not one person. It's a group of people. And it's all you people out there who don't tip. It's all you people who, when you take your grocery basket to your car, you don't put it back into the designated area where the grocery carts are supposed to go. All those people have influenced me not to be an a-hole like them. Okay. So my first job was a bag boy at a grocery store. And it was my job to go outside and get the buggies and put them back into the area. And people would have them everywhere. Like I would find carts like in another parking lot. I'm like, what? Really? Like, because I knew the exact amount. It wasn't like it was a big grocery store. There's one called Ragusa or Rag USA that we called it. And I think that's only at one location there in Marrero, Louisiana. And it was a smaller grocery store. So we only had like 20 baskets. So when I was like come up short and I got 19 and I got to go find it in the McDonald's parking lot, I'm like, what are you doing with the basket in a McDonald's parking lot? So it really influenced me. Like till this day, when I go to the grocery store, I always put it back in the designated area because I know some poor guy, especially out here in Arizona, just like I was in Louisiana in summertime, out there in the heat, sweating, getting all these baskets. So for people out there, please put your baskets back into the area. All right.
Yes.
And for the people who don't tip, all right, unless you get horrible service, right, and they don't deserve a tip. Outside of that, please tip, because a lot of waiters, waitresses, hostess, they make a lot of their money off of tips.
That's
and also,
yeah,
and tip your Uber and Lyft drivers as well. That makes their day go by faster, makes them get to their goal faster as well. They're doing a service for you. This is how people don't think about it this way. Your life is in the hands of a Lyft driver.
Oh yeah.
Like, so when you're in their car, you might want to tip them for doing a good job of getting you there safely. Like, think about it that way. Like, oh, I should tip this person $5 for getting me here safely, and we didn't die. Like, that's something that we should.
Get yourself that 5-star rating too. I got my Uber. I'm a 5-star passenger now.
Oh,
yeah.
I tip everybody, and I always put my carts back.
I'm going to tip the pilot next time we freaking land.
Yeah,
right. Damn.
No,
that's a good one. Hey, I was a waiter for a very long time, so I definitely know all about tips, and I am one of those guys who will put the cart back in its designated area, because you don't just leave it all over the worst thing that I've ever done was put it up on that grass area so it wouldn't like fall away if I was in some like real hurry. But other than that, no, man, I'm with you, man. That's a really good one. That's a real good one. All right, so what are we up to? My number 3. My number 3. Hey, B, I hope you're watching this right now. Miss Margot Bellamy, she's a teacher that I worked with, and God, is she amazing. Her class made me feel so special. They made signs for me. They made cards for me. And having the kids greet me, and she's just an amazing teacher. She's tough as hell, all right? She's tough as hell on kindergartners. She's a kindergarten teacher. But the things that these kids learn, like the capitals of states and foreign countries and the capitals of them, and I can go on and on and on. But Bellamy is incredible because of the way that she teaches, the way that she gets these kids who can be misbehaved to do exactly what she wants them to do. Otherwise, they will sit and do nothing, and they won't even eat their freaking lunch. So, B, Bellamy, I hope you're listening right now, because that's how much I have respect for you, that you are on my list, that she influenced me to be a better teacher and to understand things more. And the fact that I worked in a school for a couple of years that was 95% black, and I was one of the only couple of white teachers, and everybody embraced me. Everything was all cool and everything like that. But she was also one to like teach me like culture and certain things. And she's, she's from the islands, and she would talk to me and like, I love you and everything. It was freaking just awesome how the way she embraced me and kind of like brought me into her family. So I love you, Miss B. I love you, Bellamy. You're the greatest. Major influence on my life. So a fellow teacher right there for me, guys. So
that's awesome.
That's yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out to Miss B. That's awesome.
Great. We don't even work together anymore. We still text and we still call, and we're going to be like that till the day an asteroid hits the planet or the aliens take over one the other.
I love Nikki, that. I love it.
Thank you. Nikki, what do you got for 3?
Okay, so 3 is a career mentor, which I embarrassingly did not really realize how important it was to kind of have somebody take you under their wing until like well into my 30s, like recently, like a few years ago. But you know what? I just didn't really understand like the power of having a really good network of people and a professional network. And kind of like the story is, I don't know if Kim's listening, maybe she is. We really just kind of took a liking to each other. She's actually our company's insurance agent, but she started taking me to all these networking events and kind of just like took me under her wing a few years, probably about like 6 years ago. And just kind of showed me, opened the doors to a lot of relationships that have been incredibly helpful in my career. And for some reason, I was under this notion that like I have to do it all on my own. And, as time went on, it became very clear that like networking is a skill and you should do this for other people. And I have taken other people under my wing and I've opened doors for them. And so you pay it forward. And I really did learn that it takes a village, right? You can't do everything yourself. And the power of a network, even like having you guys and just the power of a good network around you is invaluable. So Kim, you might be listening, you might be watching, you are on my list because you have opened so many doors for me. And it's very much appreciated. That's
cool. That's paying it forward also right there, just with words, right? I like that. I like that a lot. That's really cool. I dig it.
Definitely.
D, what you got for your 3?
So ironically, my number 3 is the opposite of your number 3. So your number 3 was about this excellent lady who helped you in the teaching world. My number 3 is the kids who I was a substitute teacher for, who made me know that I was not meant to be a teacher.
Oh, you were the sub. That's why.
Oh, it's so hard.
So I was a substitute teacher when I was 18, 19 years old, right before I went into the Navy. So when I initially signed up for the Navy, it was in January, but I didn't go to boot camp until October. So in that, between time, I needed some money. And my recruiter was like, hey, you could be a substitute. All you need is a high school diploma. And I was like, all right, yeah, I could do that. Man, I got some of the baddest kids ever.
What grade?
So I did all grades between second. I even had like a junior class in high school, which I wasn't supposed to have because you're supposed to be at least 21 to do high school because they figure I'm right out of high school. So like, things can happen, right? So I was only supposed to do up to 8th grade, but they didn't have anybody for the high school that day, which it was funny because the kids knew me. They didn't respect me at all. I was like, I wrote Mr. Adams on the board and my nickname was Stretch. They was like, shut up, Stretch. And just went back to doing what they was doing. But so for my last 3 months as a substitute, I had the same class. Unfortunately, a teacher got sick and I became the substitute who was their real teacher for a 6th grade English class. And I had some great students. Don't get me wrong. I had 4 periods that I taught, second, third, 4th, and 5th. My first period was off. So my second period was pretty good class. A couple people that talked a little bit, but not too bad. Third period was same. It was your basic class. You have like 5 excellent students, 20 in the middle, 5 at the bottom, right?
Yep.
My fifth period, all the kids that's on the bottom, they put in the same class. It was like something out of a movie, man. Y'all come in, they throwing paper at each other. As soon as I open the door, people just flying out the classroom.
Like Sister Act too, when she goes to teach the music class, and they're all just like terrible kids.
Yes. So that fifth period class and that 6th grade class, that was now 11 years ago now. Let me know I wasn't built for this. I'm not as good a person as Jason. Yeah. I wasn't built to do this.
That's not it.
And those kids influenced me to go in a different direction. And I continued on my way to the Navy and those other things that I did in my life. But I wasn't going to go back to teaching. So shout out to those kids. Some of them are friends with me on Facebook now, which is hilarious because they're older now. And they're like adults, which make you feel super old. But yeah, they were super bad, man. But some of them did like me. I did get like at the end of the year, I got this whole thing like, thank you, Mr. Adams on the board. And they gave me cards and stuff like that. So some of them were like, we know you gave you a hard time. But some of the other ones, man, breaking up fights, like everything, man, it was horrible. So yeah, thank you to those kids for showing me what I wasn't built for.
Look, I can go on. I will just say I relate to every single thing that you just said. I know exactly what you mean, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I do. It is really tough. All right. My second, number 2 overall, goes to Sensei Kane. All right, guys. I went to sleepaway camp. I took like karate when I was younger and everything, but I went to a sleepaway camp when I was 14, and it was a crazy camp that we had midnight raids. We go to the girls' bunks, play ball all day, shooting. No, it was crazy stuff. We got to shoot rifles, had cans, and then there was Sensei Kane, who taught me to be fearless. I'm not kidding. Like my father first taught me when I was like 5 years old. If you punch somebody in the nose, they'll never bother you again. So I learned how to deal with bullies, but I learned how to fight for real from Sensei Kane. So he told me to be fearless. He told me how to play defense. And he said that the best offense is, a counter and defense. And, my opponent's punch and kick and would allow my opponent to make a mistake that I can take advantage of. So he taught me that because I was a smaller guy and most of the guys that I were fighting were bigger, obviously. He taught me how to take advantage of that and how to use momentum against others and things. And it really helped because I'm not saying I grew up in a really tough neighborhood, but everybody got in fights and everything like that. And I knew how to defend myself, luckily, except for that beer bottle that hit me in the eye. And that's another story. I think I told you guys that. But
yeah, you told us that crazy story.
I did tell you that. Terrible story. But Sensei Kane was like, this is how you do it. You make yourself small so they have less to hit and everything like that. And you react to what they do. And it worked. And we had a actual championship for every age group. You didn't fight like 17-year-olds didn't fight 14-year-olds, So all the 14-year-olds, and I won. And I actually won the entire thing. And I was really, really proud of myself. And I remember he was really proud of me because he took a liking to me. So he taught me how to fight, how to defend myself, and I needed it when I grew up. So I really appreciate that.
No, that's really dope right there. I love that story.
Yeah, man, he was great. And I'm not the only one that he took a liking to. He did it with others also. He didn't single me out, but he was that kind of guy. And damn, real quick story. The first round, I was in a bunk with a kid who was the rat, the tattletale of everything. Man, I got him the first round, and I'm like, thank you, God. I felt really bad because it's 3 points. I punched him directly in the face 3 times. He started crying. I won the match, obviously, but he deserved that shit, man. All right, I don't care. I mean, he was ratting people out left and right, man. I remember we TP'd the whole entire council bunk. They shaved our heads. They like brushed our eyes. It was crazy. He ratted us out. He deserved that damn thing, man. So that's my number 2 right there. Thank you, Sensei. I appreciate it.
The epitome of snitches get stitches.
Yeah.
That's exactly
You're like
right.
a rat, man. Come on. Keep your mouth shut.
No, there are rules, man. There are rules in the jungle. You better obey them, okay?
But now we know that in a zombie apocalypse, not only will Jason make sure we survive because he's going to have all the tools,
Yes.
we also can fight.
Yes.
So we know we got to go to Jason when the zombie
Oh,
apocalypse
that's
happens.
where I'm going right there. Like, just,
Yeah.
I got you guys. Just stay right behind me. I got you. Thank you for listening to my story. I appreciate it. All right, Nikki, what's 2?
So number 2 for me is my high school varsity cheerleading coach, Coach Sunderman, who up until that point, oh man, I've had tough coaches and tough dance teachers. But man, she was that type of coach where she would love you hard, but she would push you even harder. And I would have my days where I am like, why am I doing this? Like, I don't want to do this. Like, competition cheerleading, like, oh my God, I am just exhausted. I hate this lady, and I joined the team, I got on young. So of course you're looking up to seniors and you're like, you want to do a great job and you want, you just don't want to let anybody down. It's that team mentality. And you guys know you played sports, like it really gives you that extra, like you can work well with people, right? You don't want to let the team down. But Coach Sunderman, man, she pushed me to do things I did not think that I could do. I did not think I had it in me. And she would just push you past your limits. And I remember it was finally my senior year. And I think I told you guys this too. But, we're at our final few competitions. We're at counties. We're at, New Jersey State. And nobody could take down Toms River North. Nobody could take down Jackson Regional High School in years. And my class did it. We beat them. The look on our rivals' face when we beat them, that moment where all the hard work, all the blood, all the sweat, all the tears, when you achieve something like that, I was like, I get it. Like, I get what grit is all about and all this hard work and pushing yourself to the limit. So shout out to Coach Sunderman, because prior to that, I didn't really push myself too hard. Like, things came naturally. School kind of came natural. It was like, all right, like I don't have to try too hard. I was like one of those kids, but she really pushed me. And I remember at our senior dinner, I wrote her this letter, thank you for pushing me and real showing me what grit is and hard work and that feeling when everything comes together and your hard work pays off. So Coach Sunderman, you are number 2 on my list.
No doubt. Excellent. Very cool. I heard you say Toms River, New Jersey. That's where they have the Little League World Series, right?
Yeah. Yes, it was. So they have Toms River South, Toms River North, and North was our big rival of where I went to high school. And nobody could take them down, but we did.
That's right. Yeah, you did. All right. Way to go, Nick. There you go.
Love that.
That's what I'm talking about. All right. D, number 2 for you.
All right. My number 2 is a tie between 3 athletes.
Oh.
Michael Jordan, Deion Sanders, Roy Jones Jr.
Whoa,
So
wow.
you guys know that my 3 favorite sports, basketball, football, boxing, and those are the 3 guys who made me fall in love with each sport. Michael Jordan just being the greatest, being so cool, having everybody literally wanting to, I want to be like Mike, having everybody wanting to be like Mike. And he's the reason I picked up a basketball, and I still play basketball till this day. So obviously his influence on my life has been major. I'm gonna be playing basketball when I'm 55. I'm gonna be that old dude in the court fouling people. I'm gonna be the one called old school, and I'm already getting called that. Like, I went and played with some young cats last weekend, and I got called an OG. I felt so old in that moment. They was like, "Oh, OG doing you dirty." I was like, "Dang, I'm an OG."
Playing
This is
90s
crazy.
style, 80s style.
Yeah. But yeah, Michael Jordan definitely is the reason I picked up a basketball. I still love it to this day. Roy Jones Jr., we've talked about it before, my favorite boxer of all time. The reason I fell in love with boxing, the reason I still cover it and love it to this day and will watch it forever, started with Roy Jones Jr. bringing that love to me. And Deion Sanders, he made football cool. Like there's never been a cooler football player than Deion Sanders. Prime time, bringing so much swagger to the game before swag was a word.
Yeah.
And just
right.
had the music video, even though you couldn't rap. Like, you got to be cool to have the music video with no musical talent at all. But, it must be the money. like classic stuff like that. So those three gentlemen are the reason I fell in love with those three sports and talk about those three sports to this day.
That's a great reason right there. That's a fantastic pick. I love that. I love that. To go to three different sports and the three different players that brought you into there. I think that's fantastic. Well done. Excellent number two. Can't wait to hear the number ones. My number one, I'm going to make it short, but this man is my number one influence in life other than family members and things like that. And I'm not going down the best friend route. When I was in 8th grade, I had a teacher, 7th and 8th grade, when I was in junior high school is what they call it in New York. Mr. Fox, Mr. James Fox, he was the creative writing teacher, and he made me love writing and made me love thinking freely. Like, I can do whatever the hell I want to do. I can fly if I want to, if I really put my mind to it. He was really just one of those amazing people that every kid loved. Nobody misbehaved in this guy's class. He never yelled. He never raised his. He was like Bob fucking Ross, all right? He was the most common guy in the entire world, and everybody loved and respected him, and you don't misbehave in his class. It happened maybe once or twice or so, and he's like, just go to the principal's office very calmly. And everybody's like, yeah, get the hell out of here and go to the principal. You don't mess with Mr. Fox. And he was in tune again with a lot of other students, but he took a liking to me as well and said, you can do whatever you want. When you write, just think whatever you're feeling, whatever your heart gives you, whatever your mind gives you, whatever you like, whatever you love, whatever you think about. And I've written my entire life from the time I was 13 on till then, but it goes beyond writing. It goes in your mind and what you can think about and what you can dream of and what you can do. And it's kind of like that thing called The Secret. What you put into the universe, you get back. And I really believe that. And that was what he was trying to convey to me. So he really has been the number one influence. And since the age I was 13 years old, I remember him and I'll never forget him. And I ran into him at a deli about 13, 14 years later. And immediately we like locked eyes. He had these big beady eyes, locked eyes, like holy freaking crap. And, gave each other a hug because you're allowed to do that, back then. Now you do that. Now you're in big freaking trouble. You can't do that student and teacher type of stuff. But no, he was just amazing. So I have to give it to him, guys. That's my number one. That's my number one.
That's great number one right there. I love that.
Thank you. Thank you. Very influential people in my life. I'm very lucky. What about you, Nikki? Who's your number one? You guys have been this.
Actually, shout out to the importance of teachers, really. So my second grade teacher, Mrs. Statmore, I don't know, for some reason we just kind of formed a bond, and she was such an awesome teacher. She even named her daughter after me. She named her daughter Nicole.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
It was
pretty special.
It was a special bond, and we had for where I lived, we had a diverse class, and I mean that as I think I told you guys we had the deaf boy in our class. We did have an African American in our class, and she was very accepting, and she taught acceptance and open-mindedness and to be tolerant of other people who may or may not think like you. And I know that sounds crazy at such a young age, but I really think if you teach kids that at a young age, it doesn't grow up to be a problem. And so, I went through, having deaf people in my class and learning sign language and just kind of taking that with me as I go into adulthood and grow up. And I think that her influence really helped me just maintain my open-mindedness. And I really am very accepting of everybody and who you are and what you do and who you love. And I don't care. You do you. And if you like it, I love it. So Mrs. Statmore, we just had an incredible bond. She was an amazing teacher. She taught you acceptance and tolerance. And I think that's missing a lot today. And to any teachers who are listening, as we have all demonstrated, I promise you, you are so influential on kids, and we will remember you for the rest of our lives.
Love it. Love it. Shout out to these teachers. I feel it right there. I love it coming from a teacher right here.
Yes.
Maybe phys ed and health, but, still a teacher. Yeah, I get it.
Your most important one. You got to teach these kids sex ed, Jay. They need it. They need these lessons.
Sometimes I wonder if I'm the right one. No, I go by the book. I got to go by the book, no doubt. Very well done, Nikki, and appreciated too. All right, Damien, close us out over here. What do we got for your last number one?
So my number one is another tie. It's between Stuart Scott, Michael Smith, Stephen A. Smith, and a few others. All of the sports media personalities that have influenced me to do what I do. And I talked about earlier when we first started the show that this is therapy for me. Like for me, the place where I feel most comfortable and being myself is behind a microphone, talking sports. And I wouldn't have known this was possible without Stuart Scott. Like there's a video of me, I want to say I was 13 years old. And I had for my ringtone, I had the Sports Center theme song. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. So I would play that and record myself doing highlights like I was Stuart Scott. Yeah, so I would do that. And as I got older, I realized I didn't want to be a Sports Center anchor. I wanted to be somebody who gave my opinion more. And that's when I discovered Michael Smith, who was from New Orleans, who was on His and Hers with Jamel Hill. And they went on to have the Sports Center show. And now he's on NBC working with them doing sports now. And him being from New Orleans was a big influence because I didn't see anybody from New Orleans who was doing this and being famous. All the famous people I knew from New Orleans was either No Limit or Cash Money Records at that time. I didn't know anybody who was doing something outside of that. So seeing him being from New Orleans gave me that proof that, okay, this can happen. And then when I saw Stephen A. Smith on Quite Frankly hosting the way he hosted, and it was like so much personality and coming with so much energy, I was like, okay, I see that you don't have to be by the book or you don't have to be this way or that way. Those three really showed me that you could have personality and also come with the intelligence and be articulate with breaking down sports. And then as I got older, adding my own personality to it was still their influence on it. So those three gentlemen, Stuart Scott, Michael Smith, and Stephen A. Smith, really had a big influence on me still to this day.
And those are three great picks right there. I mean, like you said, there can even be more. There's no doubt, but they got there because of what they did. You know, they paid their dues and everything. They had to take bus rides and, you know, like do teams, certain before they became big, and what they all paid their dues, everybody. And yeah, I mean, it is amazing. And it does give, people like us, it's like, wow, if they could do it, why can't I do it? Why can't something great happen for me? So you never know. We live in a different world nowadays. You never know what can happen. But I think that was a great Mount player right there. That was a great idea. I like that a lot. It's going to be hard to top that one next week, guys. It really is. No doubt. Yeah, that was really good. That was really good. This is also really good. Let me hear it.
This is my recital. I think it's very vital
to rock around. That's right on time. Come on now, let's do it. It's tricky to rock around. That's right on time. It's tricky. It's tricky. It's tricky to rock around. That's right on time. It's tricky.
Is just the best part.
This is what's up. It is Knowledge with Nikki time. This is how we do it over here. This is how we get ready and we get fired up to make sure we get no points whatsoever. We'll see. Me and D, we try to combine as a team sometimes to see if we can get this stuff done. I can't wait. Who knows what the topic is, but we are ready. Nikki, it is your show. Knowledge with Nikki, one of the greatest things ever created. Let's have it.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, hey, come on. Let's do some 4th of July trivia.
Oh, okay. 4th of July. All right, here we go. D, you go first this week, bro.
Yep.
I do.
All right, D. Number 1. According to Forbes, how much money do Americans spend on hot dog buns every 4th of July?
Wow.
Just the buns.
Just the buns.
Buns,
so
huh?
All Americans?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to go with 100 million.
Jay?
So the question is how many buns?
How much money do Americans spend on hot dog buns? Okay. Yeah.
How much money do Americans spend on hot dog buns? I will certainly go with 350 million.
70.4 million.
Oh.
What'd you say, D?
I said 100.
100.
That's kind of close.
That's kind of close. Not close enough, but close. Kind of close.
All right, here we go. Number 2. D, what state has banned all consumer fireworks?
Ooh, what state has banned all consumer fireworks?
Mm-hmm.
It would seem like it'd be dangerous in a dry state. But I know from living here in Arizona, it's not here. I'm going to say Utah.
Jay?
I have 2 in mind. I'm just going to go for it and say Pennsylvania.
No, Massachusetts.
I knew it was in Northeast.
Oh, wow. So did they say a reasoning for it, or they just don't like fireworks?
Yeah, they just don't want you. Probably because this Boston's so small, you probably blow up the whole city.
Right, they'll destroy the whole freaking city. Like Godzilla came to town or something.
Yeah, probably. All right, D, where are we at? Number 3. Okay, so U.S. soldiers got a special treat on the 4th of July in 1778 from George Washington. What treat did they get?
Did they get the special George Washington drink?
Yeah, I'm wondering, right?
They did. He gave them, a double ration of his rum.
Got that right.
Fair enough, no doubt. I was saying that too. I was hoping you weren't going to say it. Nice, man. 1 point to D.
1 point, yes.
Amy was
Yes.
up
I think it's my first point in like 5 weeks.
I think so.
It's been rough for both of us, man.
I also think George Washington was very much a drunk. Like,
Yes, it sounds like he was
Apparently
very
so.
much drunk.
like here's
At
the
that
soldiers.
time, like, what else was there to do besides get drunk?
I guess.
No,
And run
no.
the country.
Yeah.
Get drunk and run the country. That's all.
Yeah.
All right, you're feeling good. We got 1 point here. All right, D, last one for you. How many people go to the emergency room with firework related injuries every 4th of July?
Man, somebody insert the JPP jokes. How many people? I'm going to say 100,000.
Jay?
I'm going to say more like 20,000.
730.
Oh,
That's
people?
it? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it'd be more than that. I guess because we see every time somebody blows a finger off, it gets put on social media.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
It seems like more.
Then we multiply it by 10 and then we do things.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, 7. Okay. All right. Damien, you got 1. I got to do something over here, man.
All right, Jay. Number 1. What percentage of Americans own an American flag?
That's a really good question.
I would say 30%.
No. D?
I'm gonna say 10.
61.
That many.
61% on an American flag?
Yeah.
Like, I see a lot of them, but I always think I'm just in that area. I didn't know 61% of people own an American flag. That's
Got
a
to
lot.
be highly populated Republic areas or something like that. I
You
don't
guys,
know.
I don't own an American flag. Do you guys?
No,
Yeah.
not hanging anywhere. No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. I mean, maybe in the attic somewhere. I don't even know.
Yeah, but I think I have one from my military days in my mom's attic.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
But
All
that's it.
right, Jay. Here we go. Number 2. What is the estimated cost of the Macy's 4th of July fireworks spectacular?
Ooh. Let's say 5 million.
D?
I'm gonna say 2 million.
6 million. Jay, that's pretty close. I'll give you the
okay,
point,
that's
though.
That's a point
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, I tied my brother up, baby. All right.
Woo, monkey off the back. You guys each got a point. All right. All right, Jay. What is the number of people who travel 50 plus miles from their home for the 4th of July?
The number of people who travel 50 plus miles from their home on 4th of July.
Yes, this is as of 2019, because obviously last year it was.
So I need a real number of people.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna say. You know what? I'm gonna be like really weird over here, and hopefully I'm right. But I'm gonna say 12,000.
D?
I'm going to say 30,000.
48 million.
Oh, wow. I thought people like chilled around, like, barbecues in the neighborhood and everything. Where the hell is everybody freaking going?
I don't know.
I didn't think this was the travel holiday.
It's not a travel holiday at all. Keep your exes at home.
They're coming to the Jersey Shore, clogging up the parkway. That's where they're coming.
Everybody's freaking drinking. Why the hell are they driving? Man, we got to change the rules around here. My God.
All right,
Tim. Got one more chance.
Got one more chance. Here we go.
All right.
What was the value of firework imports to the U.S. in 2019?
In 2019. So the value of firework imports?
Yes. Monetary value. Yes.
You mean like all together? I'm sorry. What did you say?
I said, do we make anything now?
I don't think so.
So, all right. One more time, Nick. I'm sorry.
What was the value of firework imports to the U.S. in 2019?
30 million.
No. D?
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say 100 million.
319 million. And 95% of it comes from, you guessed it, China.
Yeah.
Well, we entered in a tie. Don't like ties. I have a tiebreaker.
Oh, she does. Okay. All right. D, you want to take it first because you went first?
Yeah, I'll take it first.
All right. Good.
Okay. When was the Declaration of Independence actually signed?
Oh.
I've heard this before.
It was actually signed. Was it 1819?
Just give me the month, the date. Yeah, like the month and date if you can. Yeah.
The date it was actually signed was, I want to say, July 6th.
Jay?
I thought, oh, shoot. I heard this before. I definitely heard this. So the date that it was originally signed, I'm mad. July 2nd.
No. August 2nd.
Oh.
Okay. All right. One more tiebreaker.
They were waiting on like John Hancock, right? That's why it's called a John Hancock, because he was waiting on Hancock's signature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because he was the first one.
Oh, he was the first one.
He was the first one.
All right, last one. How many signatures are on the Declaration of Independence? How many people signed it?
33.
Nope.
Shoot. Really?
I'm gonna say 50.
56. That is real
close.
Nice.
You
win. 2 points. Yeah, you get a point for that one.
You get it.
Woo! You won the 4th of July. Okay.
My first win in like 2 months.
Nice, man. You know what? I think I heard that 33 of them, my mistake was, I think that 33 of them were like Freemasons or something like that, like George Washington was. Yeah. All right. Very good. Nice. Steve, you got it this week. 2-1, baby. Way to go. Way to go.
Needed that.
I did. I needed a win. I was due for one.
He got it, baby. He rocked that win right there. He did. All right, let me give you guys a quick one before we go to this or that, more likely to happen. Best quarterback that has not won a Super Bowl, would we agree that it's Dan Marino, or can we think of anybody else? Is like Jim Kelly in there, or am I missing somebody who's been a great quarterback who has never won a Super Bowl before?
The only one I could think of that could rival Dan is maybe Warren Moon.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
But I would have to go with Dan over Warren Moon. But those are two that come to mind for me.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't know if Jim Kelly. Yeah, they went to 4 Super Bowls. I mean, but they had a great team. They had
that was an awesome team. Yeah, you don't think of Jim Kelly as like an all-time great quarterback.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, all right, I could dig that. All right, best running back excuse me. We're probably all going to agree it's Barry Sanders. Best wide receiver that never won a Super Bowl. Owens, Moss, or Fitz?
Oh, that's a tough one. That is a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
I I feel like I want to go T.O. just off that performance he had in the Super Bowl. Like he had a Super Bowl winning worthy performance when he got there on one leg, pretty much.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He had 9 catches for 121 yards, I think. Moss had what could have been the potential game-winning catch in the Super Bowl, but we all know what happened with the Giants and Tyree. And Larry Fitzgerald had the potential game-winning touchdown catch and ran right down the middle of the freaking field. But then, of course, Antonio Holmes and Big Ben happened, and they ended up winning the game on one of the best drives I've ever seen, one of the best Super Bowls I've ever seen in my life. That was incredible. Really incredible stuff. All right, so we got more action going over here. You guys ready for this? We're doing a little bit of this or that. What's more likely to happen right now? So check it out. Let's play a little music for you. Get this thing pumping up. Here they go. Here they go, yo. Here they go. This or that. This or that. This or that. This or that. So that's what we're doing right now. This or that. Which is more likely to happen first? All right, we're going to get ready for the
dancing is like, I love it.
Some music going over here. Heck yeah. All right, so what do we got over here? What's the first one on the dock? All right, what do we got? More likely to happen. We all got maybe 1, 2, 3. We'll see. I actually got 3 today. The Lions will win a playoff game, or we find a cure for cancer. Which will happen first, Damien?
Wow. I hope it's the cancer first.
Me too.
Yeah, I hope we find a cure for cancer first.
They probably have it already, and they won't give it to us.
That's one of my conspiracies I believe in. I believe that there's a lot of cures out there for diseases that they don't give us the cure to due to big pharma and the amount of money you can make from it. Like just to go on a quick tangent, make it quick. I worked in a pharmacy, a specialty pharmacy for a while. And seeing the amount of money that is shelled out for this medication will make you believe, like, okay, they found these cures for this stuff already, and they don't want to give it to us because the amount of money that gets made off of this is just nuts.
Thank you. I'm telling you, it's out there. All that technology I've been telling you about that you just don't want to listen to, UFOs and the technology, it's freaking there. They have it. All right. I mean, you can, God forbid, die. They can bring you back to life if they wanted to in 2 seconds. No problem. All right. So they got this stuff that's going on. All right. So, Nikki, you agree? Cure for cancer? Or hopefully?
Yes. Hopeful cure for cancer. Yes.
All right. D, why don't you give us one of yours, man?
All right. This or that. All right. So, what will happen first? Nikki will earn respect for, or will let Baker Mayfield get her respect, or Jason will break the news with a live alien on 3rd and 3 podcast.
I think Jay's breaking the news. Jay's breaking news right here.
We're gonna be the first time to interview an alien on the podcast.
How do you know you're not talking to one right now? No, I still got hair. It's all good. It's there. I'm good. I'm not a man in black. I promise you. Watch, they're going to be my freaking door in 2 minutes. Jesus Christ. No, I think it's more likely that Nikki's going to come around and realize that Baker Mayfield, she doesn't hate him as much as Philly fans and everything like that. She'll come around. She'll be like, you know what? He's a pretty good quarterback, but not great like we had discussed a little bit earlier. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I like that one right there. Cool. All right. Nick, what do you got?
Well, I have a who is more likely.
Okay.
And again, it's for the 3 of us. So
I love these.
Who is most likely to become an FBI or CIA agent?
Ooh.
Nah. Let me see.
Yeah, I can't go Jason. I can't go Jason because I think they would kick Jason out for his conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Come on,
man. But like last week, you guys said I'm pretty, like I have that type of mind where I could be like a detective or something like that. So I guess I would go with myself on that one. I think I would be more CIA than FBI, though. Okay.
Yeah. Damien's so modest. He really is, Nikki. But no, I would pick him too. I would pick him. I swear to God, I definitely would. He's just good at I bet you're probably really good at puzzles, man. Like you can see like them like in between the lines sort of things, man. I like it. I'm going with D.
Me
Nikki.
too. Yep, me too.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right. So who's up? Am I up next?
Yep.
Already? That went fast. All right. This or that. This or that. Julio Jones has 75 catches to 17 games, or Matt Ryan, his former teammate, throws for 5,000 yards. More likely to happen. This or that. Julio 75 catches. Matt Ryan throws for 5,000 yards in a 17-game season.
Oh, both can happen, right? Because Atlanta's going to have to score to have any chance of winning this year because that defense is still sorry. So he's going to throw for a lot of yards. But I'm going to go with Julio. I think they're definitely going to try to make sure that they get Julio the ball.
Okay.
I just see him having a healthy year. So I'm going to go with Julio getting 75 catches.
75 catches is very, very respectable. It's not 100, but 75 is really good, Nikki. I don't know. I think wow. Before I get your opinion, I want to say I think Matt Ryan is going to get 5,000. He's never done it before. He's had 4,900 years a couple of times. He's come pretty close. Now you give him an extra game, they're probably going to have to play it because they suck. So I'm going to go with Matt Ryan. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Matt Ryan. I am going to hold strong that I do not think Julio Jones is going to have a great year. I do not think Tennessee is a good fit for him, and I will maintain that until proven otherwise.
Yeah, we'll see. I just don't see them throwing him the ball a whole lot.
Me neither.
5 catches a game, 6 maybe if he's lucky. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what that adds up to. That does add up to 75, actually. 5 times. No, it doesn't. I can't do math. Give me a fucking calculator. All right. Who's next?
I'll go next. And for my list of that, with the 17th game being added this year, which is more likely? A running back going for 2,000 yards or a wide receiver going for 2,000 yards?
Ooh. You want to go first, Nick?
No.
I think that in the passing league, we're going to see somebody really go for it this year. I think somebody's going to get off to a hot start, like maybe a Tyreek Hill or something like that. And he's going to be like, yo, man, I'm going for this stuff. I'm playing in every game, and I'm going to go for it. And running backs now, Derrick Henry did it last year, and he can do it again. He certainly can. There's no doubt. But running backs, you want to keep them more healthy as the year goes on, while wide receivers, they always seem to be playing. So I would go wide receiver on that, Nick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. I think that's more likely.
Okay. That's more like, yeah. All right. So with this or that, we're going with the wide receiver. What would you do, D?
Yeah, I would go wide receiver as well. Running back is definitely capable. Like there's a few out there that could do it. But like you said, running backs, I could see a lot of them resting that last game, especially if their team's already in the playoffs, because we know how much of just a pounding that running backs take. So I think we'll go wide receiver with that one.
Yeah, no doubt. Like that. All right. What do we got next? Who's up next?
I am up next. Okay.
You are, right.
Yes. Who is more likely to get into an argument with a little kid?
Out of the three of us?
Out of the three of us.
Damien, he couldn't stand freaking doing substitute teaching. Absolutely. Freaking throw a chair at one of them little kids. No, I'm kidding.
That's hilarious. You know what though? Like for me, I do like when I go to we did this thing where we went to a trampoline park and we got to play dodgeball. I was beaming little kids up.
So cruel.
But they got the new soft dodgeballs now. They don't have those big red ones we had when we was kids that hurt.
Yeah, that hurt.
Yeah, they got the soft ones now, so they don't really hurt them really when it hits them. But if they had the red ones, that would hurt. But yeah, so I kind of get in an argument doing that, like beaming some little kid playing dodgeball. So I can see that.
Funny that you mentioned dodgeball. I want to talk about that later. That might come up actually. That's funny. All right. One more. Okay. And this is dead serious. The Giants win the division or the Chargers make the postseason this year. Damien, what do you got? This or that?
Give it to me one more time.
This is the Giants win the division. That is the Chargers make the postseason. Don't win the division, just make the postseason.
Two very likely things right there, because in NFC East, I can see the Giants making that push. And the Chargers could be that dark horse team this year. This is a very good one.
I know what Nikki thinks.
I'm gonna go Chargers because I think Washington is the top team in the NFC East right now.
Okay.
So
All right.
I'm gonna go with the Chargers being one of those wild card teams, especially with the extra playoff team we have now.
I want to talk more about that during another show with Fitzpatrick being there and how things are going to work out. Nikki, if you can take bias out of it at all, if that's possible for you, I'm not even sure. We're going to have to get you tested.
Oh, whatever. You guys act like I am like the most biased person. I can be objective, and you know what? I am not going to jinx myself, so I'm going to go with the Chargers. How about that?
There you go. That's the reason why she doesn't want to jinx herself.
Yeah, the reverse jinx. I see it.
Oh, man, I've been having a lot of fun. This is great. We got one more for you guys. We still got unpopular opinion to get to over here. And, dude, you alluded to it. You said dodgeball. Let me tell you something. First of all, I want to tell you, Damien, I watched Love Jones. All right?
Okay.
I did. And you owe me a movie. Let's just put it that
way. I told you it was trash, though. I warned you going in.
I mean, they got the slam poetry thing. How dumb is Nina? Like, she keeps going back to Darius. Darius is hooking up with some other chick. Like, what the hell's the matter with her, man? She's out of his league anyway, as it is. So, whatever. All right. But my unpopular opinion is, have you guys seen the movie Dodgeball, the underdog story? Dodgeball with Vince Vaughn?
No.
Okay, I think it sucks. I really do.
Whoa.
And people love that movie.
Yeah.
It's unpopular opinion. I know it is, but I never seen it before, which is weird. But I watched it the other day, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, Ben Stiller's not funny, pumping up his, other regions over there. Like, Vince Vaughn had a motley crew of kids and idiots who just get slammed the ball. But that Marsha Brady chick, she's real hot. She was great in that movie. But other than that, Jason Bateman is a bad stoner. Whatever that other character is, and I didn't think it was that good. And everybody's telling me Dodgeball is such a funny movie. It's hysterical laugh. I didn't laugh that much, guys. D, you saw it. Am I crazy here? I don't think it's that good.
Yeah, it's been a while since I saw it. What year did it come out? I think it came out when I was in high school. So I think it's more of a nostalgia thing with people when it comes to Dodgeball. And it has some one-liners. If you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball. Like some of the one-liners. Yeah, that was good. So they have some one-liners in there. I think it's more of a nostalgia thing. It wasn't hilarious to me. Like, it wasn't on the level of a Friday or Life, my favorite movies. But it had its moments. It was silly. It was more silly than funny to me. But I can see why you would say that, especially watching it now. I imagine if I watch it now, I probably have the same opinion you have.
You just mentioned Life. I just have to say, I'm a pappy. That was Bernie Mac, right? Who did that?
Yeah.
I'm a pappy.
Yeah, Bernie Mac, hilarious in that movie, man. Rest in peace to the legend. He was hilarious.
Absolutely.
Jang-lang. You gotta watch. Have you ever seen the outtakes from Life? The bloopers.
Oh yeah, man.
The bloopers are just as funny as the movie.
Oh man. But when he said, I'm the pappy, I did not expect that to come in. I was crying when he said that.
So we gotta add that to Nikki's list. Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. You gotta watch that one, Nikki.
Add it to the list, guys. And Dodgeball. I never saw Dodgeball.
You don't have to.
You don't have to see Dodgeball.
Okay.
Life, you gotta add to.
You're good. Don't see Dodgeball and don't see Love Jones either. That's Oh man, was that the last one, or do we have any more? We have unpopular opinions. Hold on, we have Damien and Nikki got to get to theirs. So D, you're up first.
Okay, so for my unpopular opinion, for me, man, like it kind of slipped my mind a little bit thinking about Life there. Classic movie right there. But for my unpopular opinion this week, I just gotta let people know that I think I did this one before. You guys ever been to In-N-Out? I've done this one before, In-N-Out.
Yeah, I remember
you did
about that. Yeah.
Okay. In-N-Out still majorly overrated. If you come to the West Coast, you don't have to go to In-N-Out. It's not the best thing in the world. All right. Yeah. So you can go ahead and stay away from In-N-Out on that one. So for my unpopular opinion this week, I'm going to say that I feel like basketball could do a better job of promoting their past stars. We're seeing it this week with Scottie Pippen, right? So Scottie Pippen is out doing this tour for his book and saying the most outlandish things in the world, right?
Yeah.
So he called Phil Jackson a racist.
Yeah.
He said that Michael Jordan was selfish, even though Scottie Pippen is known for one of the most selfish moves in history, not going into the game because he didn't get the play call for him for the last shot.
Nope.
So I think if basketball did a better job of promoting their past stars that aren't the number one guys, someone like Scottie Pippen wouldn't be as bitter as he is. Because you listen to these interviews, it just sounds like he's bitter. He's talking about himself in the third person. I don't know if you guys saw that clip from him on the Dan Patrick show. He's talking about how,
I didn't know that. No.
Yeah, he was like, it was Michael Jordan's team, but then he went to play basketball. It was Scottie Pippen's team. And don't you believe that Scottie Pippen deserved the last shot after being the guy to get you to 3 championships? It's like, I feel like, so the unpopular opinion part is that I feel like the NBA has to do a better job of promoting their past stars and letting us know how good they were. Like on my last episode, I talked about how Charles Barkley is more known for being a great broadcaster now than basketball player. And as great as he is as a broadcaster, Charles Barkley was a better basketball player. Like he was amazing as a basketball player. Yeah, Hall of Famer. If he was, for a lot of years, he was the second best behind Jordan, but Jordan was just so great that it overshadowed a lot of people.
Yeah.
But the NBA has to do a better job so we don't have stars like Scottie looking this way they look. Like he's looking crazy right now. And I'm not going to buy the book because he's not compelling to me right now. It's just like, oh, you're trying to sell this book to me. It's not like, oh, I have a story to tell. Let me, because he has a great story to tell. Like his upbringing, coming up very poor the way he did, going from 6'1" to 6'7" in college, and coming out of nowhere to be a first-round pick and being a guy to help Jordan get over the hump and get 6 championships. It's an amazing story, but we're not getting that. We're just getting a bitter guy who shouldn't be bitter. He's a 6-time NBA champion who's one of the 50 greatest players of all time and shouldn't be bitter. So I feel like the NBA may have failed Scottie in that way.
You know, I feel yes. He should be bitter. I understand why he's bitter because all they do is talk about Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan is 6-0. It's never Scottie Pippen won 6 rings and never lost. He gets completely overshadowed, and I get it. It's Michael Jordan, but Michael Jordan didn't win a damn thing till Scottie Pippen got there. His defense and even his offense. Scottie Pippen was an incredible offensive player, but he was not able to display it as much because Jordan had the ball in his hand all the time. So I get why Pippen is pissed off. And when Jordan left, Pippen still took him to a conference finals. He got, Pippen was great. He was an MVP candidate that year. Now I'm with you where he didn't come into the game because he drew a play for Tony Kukoc. All right. So if that's where the racism
looks even worse because Kukoc made the shot.
He made the shot. Exactly. He made the shot. So Phil Jackson knows what the freak he's doing, okay? He's got 11 championship rings, got more than fingers, okay, and thumbs. So let's be real, he knows what he's doing. So yeah, I was a little taken back by Scottie Pippen this week, but the fact is that he really does not get enough love. And you know what? Good call by you. The NBA should be showing players like him, even Robert Horry, a guy like that. They should be showing more love to a guy like Dennis Rodman, who had a special skill, and certain players who don't have everything, but they can do certain things so well, and whatever it is. Yeah. So I like that. Good job, D.
Thank you.
Did you guys know that Scottie Pippen is a bad tipper?
What?
I heard that. Yes. I heard that.
He was at the nightclub in Borgata, Premier, and my husband was having a boys' night, whatever. They got a table. Scottie Pippen got a table. They're behind him. Anyway, whole night goes on. They start talking, whatever. Scottie Pippen, his entourage leave, no tip.
Wow.
That's bad news.
Yeah, maybe the assistant came back or something, but from what everyone saw, no tip. So they called him No Tippin' Pippen.
No Tippin' Pippen. That's perfect. Wow.
Oh man, No Tippin' Pippen, and these interviews are showing him being Trippin' Pippen.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you get for signing a 7-year, $18 million contract or whatever it was. You know, he totally got hosed on that one. You screwed himself over. You got a terrible contract. You really did.
Yeah, but he definitely made his money back. Like those years when he was in Houston and Portland, like he got his money, he got his money back, and he should be tipping better, definitely.
Yeah, no tipping Pippen. That's freaking great.
Hilarious.
I like it. Another hilarious show. I hope you guys enjoyed it out there.
Still need Nikki's unpopular opinion.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were just like we were talking to Nikki. I felt like we did an unpopular opinion. Oh my god, Nikki, I'm so sorry. Go ahead, let's do it.
No, that's okay. Well, my unpopular opinion is that we need to normalize eating off of paper plates and plastic cups and plastic cutlery because it is efficient, and I am not going to mess up a plate to make like scrambled eggs and toast because I just eat like that's pretty much all I eat for dinner. And usually like I don't cook. I hate cooking and I'm not very good at it. I find it aggravating. So either I'm making like a quick sandwich or just like, you know, you get those like Panera at home soups and you pop them in the microwave. Like, so, or you're just getting takeout. And I don't get these people who order takeout and then transfer the takeout to like an actual plate. Like, why are you eat out of the container like the rest of us do? Like, I'm hungry, just eat out of the takeout container. I just don't understand like messing up a plate. And true story, I did know the last time I remember I had my dishwasher. So back at the end of March, I had my family over for my dad's birthday and obviously, you know, had some stuff out because I was hosting. And I didn't realize that was the last time I ran my dishwasher until about 2 weeks ago when I opened it as my husband was looking for the ice cream scooper. And I'm like, well, I know we have one. I just have no idea where it is. I opened the dishwasher. I'm like, oh, holy shit. Like, when's the last time we did? So March. And prior to that, I didn't cook until Thanksgiving. And, you know, it's not classless to eat off paper plates. I think it's efficient and I'm helping the environment, right? Because it's made out of paper and I get those recyclable ones from Target where they're like the natural paper plates or whatever. So I think it's perfectly fine. I'm not going to like fill up a glass or anything like that. You have the plastic ones, the solo cups. I think we need to normalize it and it needs to be okay.
I could see why that'd be an unpopular opinion. You know, people eating dinner, they want to eat off their glass plates and have, glass drink or whatever. But you know what? I'm so with you on that. Like every time I go to get something to eat, as long as it's not really heavy where it's going to weigh down the plate and grease is going to come out of the bottom or something like that, paper plates, man, all the freaking way. I love it. And you know what? I got to get in on the forks and knives, the plastic ones. You know what? Why not? Why not?
Why not? It's no big deal. Like, we'll grill like chicken or whatever, still eat off the paper plate. And you know what? Just throw it right in the trash.
That's it. Boop, you're out of here. Don't have to wash you.
No, exactly. And for Thanksgiving, because I host Thanksgiving, Amazon has some they look real, but it's like that nice heavy plastic and you just throw it right out. I don't even use real plates for Thanksgiving. All right.
No, I love it. It makes total sense. Like I hate to because people are coming over, we got to use real plates. Nah, like the house is, let's say the house is clean. That's good enough. They can eat off these paper plates. We can even get them fancy plastic ones if they want. But why make it hard on ourselves and have to clean up after doing the cooking? You already got to clean the pots and pans. Like now I got to clean these dishes too. So I definitely agree with you on that. There's no need for it. There's a lot of things that civilization has made like responsible or has made it to where it's class that just are complete BS. And I think that's one of them where you have to just eat off the plates. Can't put your elbows on the table. Where are my elbows?
Yeah, I always put my elbows on the table.
Too much damn TV. That's
bad manners.
TV makes us think the way that we're supposed to eat and live and watch and do whatever.
Who's putting a sandwich on a real plate though? Like you just got like your chips and your sandwich. Like just eat off the paper plate. Or if you're getting a sub, like just eat it from. I don't know. Maybe I'm just lazy or whatever.
No.
It's, like I said, it's efficient. Like it's no need to work harder on that. Like enjoy your dinner and then throw the plate away.
Yeah, or the takeout container. Not going to take my takeout food and then put it on a nice plate. No.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, exactly. That's just dumb.
It's only for the high class folks, That's what it's all about. But man, for us, yeah, we'll stick with our paper goods. We're okay, all right? Or we're low class people, okay? Because we can use paper goods. The hell out of here, you people.
Well, when the zombie apocalypse comes, we'll be all right.
Everything will be fine because I will take them all out. Chopping the heads.
Paper plates. You're not going to have your real plates and your cups and everything. So.
That's right. Exactly. What are they going to do? They're not going to throw stuff at us. They're slow as hell anyway. That's all. We'll just jump kick them and do whatever we got to do. It doesn't matter. Get bats, machetes, anything like that. We're safe. No problem. No problem. I know we all live in different parts of the country. We'll meet up somewhere in the middle, like in Ohio. I don't know. Maybe.
Why do you have to be Ohio? So you do the shit on purpose. I'm not putting faith in Cleveland, even in zombie apocalypse. So stop.
Well, we're gonna have to go somewhere. We'll go somewhere. Maybe Louisiana. All right. Maybe that'll be a good place to meet. Yeah. Damien, that's Damien's backyard, so we know where we got to go. All right. We'll take care of business, and you don't have to worry about the plates. Everything will be fine.
Right. You're definitely getting your po' boy on a paper plate.
Yeah, there we go. Po' Boy City. Nikki Nicks, tell them what's up. Where you at?
I am on Twitter. As you can see, my handle right here is at Nikki Nick 9384. Follow me in the off season for some Bravo tweets. And then, of course, my Giants rants when we get going and promoting our wonderful show and Dee's wonderful show as well.
Yes, yes. And by the way, Below Deck, I saw that it was on the other day. Anything special you want to reveal about it?
Yes, it was the premiere of Below Deck Med. And yeah. Did you guys watch it? No, you didn't watch it?
No, what are you freaking nuts? That's why I asked.
No, I didn't see the Below Deck Med.
Well, the chef gets hurt right away and the crew has to cook dinner. It's crazy.
Oh wow.
Really? Okay, that sounds interesting. Maybe I'll watch it. All right. Damien, you were all over the place, man. Everybody is retweeting all that good stuff, bro. Tell them what's up.
So yeah, you can follow me on all social media platforms at The Real Deal WDA. That's The Real Deal, W as in whiskey, D as in Delta, A as in Alpha on all platforms. My podcast is called The Real Deal with Damian Adams, and you can find it on all podcast platforms. Go ahead and check that one out. Leave me a 5-star rating. I'm at 95 5-star ratings now. I need to get to 100. So help me out. I can get to that milestone of 100 5-star ratings for the podcast, and also get the Third and Three podcast to 100 5-star ratings as well. We would definitely appreciate it. But please go ahead and subscribe to The Real Deal with Damian Adams wherever you listen to podcasts.
Absolutely. Make sure you do it. You will not be upset that you done did it. All right. Excellent. My name again, Jason Fearman. I'm at Sports Prophet One. You guys see it on the screen over there. If you can't read, ask somebody who can, and they will tell you. Third Podcast is where it's at. Wednesday nights, we're always here for you. Sometimes it's a Tuesday. We got to reschedule things, but the fact is that we're always here for you. You guys are always here for us. We appreciate it. Also, we got the Power 32 podcast, where I said last week, teased it, the 49ers schedule release party is going to be coming out. I got a lot of 49er fans going to be joining me for that. We're going to talk about wins, losses, when Trey Lance is going to get in there, all that good stuff. But again, bread and butter. This is my home, the trifecta, Third and Three, going for 2 hours strong, no break, over 2 hours. We don't need it. We can go longer, but you know what? Time is up. The clock does tick, and unfortunately, we got to live by the linear time that we have invented of the 24-hour schedule. So people got to go to bed, wake up early in the morning for work, and do this thing all over again. So for us, it is good night. We thank you all. We appreciate it. Third and Three podcast. Back next week.
Back next week with division previews.
That's right. Good call. T City, my man. You see, who does it better than this guy?
Yeah.
No one. That's why I just gave him a 5-star rating. So now you're at 96.
Love it.
Thank you so much.
4 more to go. 4 more to go. You guys heard it. So hook it up. Make it happen. All right. We're out of here. Peace.
Bye.
Peace.